Hey, fellow Riblets, it's me, Tom from Target Prime Rib. I know I wasn't gonna go live today until Tuesday, but I don't know. I just felt like going live. I'm not really sure what we could talk about, but I'm hoping some people come into the chats and maybe we could ask some questions. Um, Sort of testing the waters out a little bit, I guess you could say. So So I'll wait just a little bit, and if no one comes in, I always knew I could count on you, Sandy. Hello, how we doing? I know this was unexpected. I apologize on that. It was a spur of the moment. Put it that way, Sandy, or anybody else that's on here. I think you're the only one though so far, Sandy, which is fine. So, did anybody check out that the thing I got with Element? I was pretty shocked by that email, and then even shocker by that package. It was Juliet. Hello. This is actually the package. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but this is what I got um, from Element, and it says in the thing, and I quote. Thank you, Terry Sue. I appreciate that. I wasn't really, didn't really have any planograms, but yeah, yeah, because you're already listening to mix, so switching over would be pretty good, right? Um, so this is what it says. It says, in recognition for the work you do in supporting your health and the health of others, you've been nominated by a member in your community to the LMNT Give a Salt program. You're a hero in their eyes, and that means in our eyes too. So, someone in the community nominated me to have this. So, if you're here, thank you, and if you're not, thank you still. So, I think a lot of us are changing our names. You got No Slow changing it to Booby. Booby Biscuits. You have Lisa changed her name to Carnivore Whisper, and Juliet, you put your name as Carnivore Dens. So um, that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't normally get electrolytes. The last electrolytes I got was when I won electrolytes from Dr. Kiltz. Most of the time, I just do salt. Um, yeah, I don't. Nothing, no agreement's been made or anything like that with Element. They just sent me the gift, so I'd be more than happy to start doing their product. And I agree with you that I probably want to do the unflavored um, version. But thank you for that, Juliet, and um, I appreciate the gesture um, in its entirety. Yeah, I do a lot of salt in my water, but I just never, which would probably explain a few things if I did start doing the lectures and stuff like that. Um, I did do 3 packets yesterday. I was going to do just 2, but then when I was on the not on the live, but when I was watching Erin, they mentioned her and Scarlett mentioned how they liked the watermelon one. So I was like, okay, I'll try that one. And that was one of the, if I tried it already, then I could just, but I didn't. So I tried that, and so I had 3 out of the 4. I don't think it caused. I mean, because I can't really say it's made the bathroom or anything because I'm still going to the bathroom a lot. I think I went back onto doing. I went back to the dairy, big mistake. I went back to the butter, big mistake. I love my butter. I love having a cold butter with meat, but I think that butter is sort of my enemy, um, in my case. So I'm going to go. I think I'm going to look. I'm not going to lower fat, but I think I'm going to kind of tone down on the fats. Just eat what's in the meat and stuff like that. Um, and I know it sounds crazy, but I think that's what I'm going to do for like about a week. Get my body back to normal, and then slowly bring in back in the tallows and you know um, and everything, because and obviously get rid of cheese and stuff like that. I might go back to doing cream in my coffee because I don't always like black coffee. Um, so I might go back to doing heavy cream in my coffee, but that'd be about it. Uh, yeah, I don't really get that here as much. I'm trying to. I hope it's not too dark in here. It's kind of warm. So if you guys just give me a couple seconds, hold on one second. I'm going to see if the backlight will help a little bit. I don't know if that helped rest up or anything like that, but just let me know in the chat if that's a little bit better. Eventually, the fights will end. I'm not really. Oh, see, that was good. All right. So, my hair is a mess, I know. But look how much, like right in here, this was all nothing. Now look how much hair I have. I just haven't combed it. But sorry if you had to see that display of mess underneath the hat here. But if you're talking about me, Terrasu, I wouldn't consider myself a celebrity. Yeah, that's true, Terrasu. And you're allowed to disagree with me. I'm not fallible or infallible. Which would it be, infallible or fallible? I'm not sure. Thank you, Terrasu. I appreciate that. But you know me. I probably will eventually shave it. Right now, I have no interest in shaving it. The funny thing is when I am 5'9.5". Now, for years when I was a kid, I thought I was 5'10.5", but ends up that I was wrong the whole time. But that's always what they told me in school. Um, so somewhere I lost that inch. I don't know how, don't know why, but that's fine. My father was actually 5'8.5", so I'm still taller. I still was taller than him. I still am taller than him. He's passed away, um, almost. Actually, he passed away when Kelly was about 3 months. So it's almost 21 years since he's been. And Papa Carnivore is in the house. Hey, Papa, how you doing? Yeah, I think there are people with better beards than me, but thank you, Terry Sue. I don't think anybody be jealous of with my beard. It seems like everybody's getting shorter by 1 inch. Where's all those inches going to? Maybe that's why Rick is so tall. We all got 1 inch shorter, and that 1 inch went over to him. What do you think? Do you think he would agree with that? Okay, so you just shrunk the. Is that why you don't have a beard, Peter? Because you don't want to attract the ladies too readily. It's too much power. Uh, I like to think so. If that's your goal, especially. There's Rick now. Papa, you seem to shrink too. So, like I said, I think all of our shrinkage of height is going to Rick, and I think that's why Rick is 6'6". See, I think Rick is absorbing our a little bit of our height, like 1 inch of each of us. That way we don't get too short, and he gets taller and taller. Right, Rick? Oh, that's cool. Your mom is stocking the house with all the goodies, huh? Juliet. Okay, so let me read this out loud. Okay, so big shout out to my 92-year-old mom. God bless her. For stocking her house with eggs and burgers. I would have never dreamed she would do that. She is feeding me all day, though. My whole life, Juliet, you too thin. Well, as long as she's feeding you good food. I remember one time I was a big guy, and there was this old lady. She was like about like 85, and she was like a church lady, so she was Catholic. And I used to work at a place called Freeman's Bakery. So anybody that knows in that area of Ocean and Monmouth County knows Freeman's Bakery. And I worked there. I worked behind. I did the bakery basically. So not really a carnivore place to work, but you know what I'm saying. And there was a diner that was like right down the street, and she one time took my mom and me. She was a customer, very nice customer, and very nice to her and everything. And she was about maybe 18, 17 at the time, and she treated us to this diner, the Duffy's it was called. It's been changed over like 6 times since then, and oh my god, like it was like immense the food, and she was like insisting. I mean, I ate so much because I just felt, like she would like pull the feel bad for me because you're not eating the food, and I just really I just like type guilt and everything, and it's just I mean she must have gotten me like 4 dinners, like full dinners, and I was just like, holy god. And but if they were all like carnivore, I would have been fine with it. Like potatoes and like other stuff. I was like, oh god. So as long as she's giving you carnivore foods like burgers and bacon and eggs, go for it, right? Oh, well, I'm sure that Milton loves Peter's lard. I mean, Rick's lard hair. I'm sure he loved Peter's lard hair too. But, close off some of these. He's not actually still. I'm just seeing if he's still playing or not. Well, wow. I just looked at Dustin. He's still going strong. I didn't realize that. I would not have started this if I knew that. I hope I didn't take anybody away from him. Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of it. I'm just lessening it a little bit until this major bathroom problems subside because it could be the rendered fat too. Oh, is it? I didn't realize that. Hello, Beefy. How we doing? I mean, I actually noticed something though, Juliet. I actually today I had my burgers and I actually soaked them in bacon grease because I actually cooked my roommate's bacon in with the burgers. So I figured the grease from the burgers, the bacon would go and do the burgers. And I ended up cooking them a little bit. Um, thank you, Beefy. My next interview is actually this Tuesday with Lash for the Carnivore Healing Retreat. So, um, yeah, so I cooked the burgers and oh, okay. Um, I'll put this on the thing here. Thomas, this is where I want to practice. Read the chat and answer. So we are. So if we are out walking or watering, we know what you're referring. All right. I'll do my best, Terry. Yes, I know it's my friend, but what was I talking about? Oh, so I didn't do any fat today, any extra fat. I didn't do the butter today. I didn't even I didn't even like cook it in just the bacon grease, which I guess is a fat in itself. And okay, but they were a little overcooked, and because of being the bacon. So I think I'm gonna do a different approach next time. That was just an experiment. But I basically had, I don't know, I got full. Like I had to force the fourth burger down my throat, and it was kind of weird. Like the more something's cooked, the more the fuller I get. So so I think I might go with that approach, but I'm actually thinking about doing the priming again because that helped me out quite a bit. My sugars have been going after I did that fast. My sugars are going pretty high. Now they're pretty low. It's at 102 right now. But yeah, I do agree. Lash does have a. I like to think everybody that's going to be coming on my show has a pretty good story. That's like I'm hoping that no one is going on there to fool around or anything like that. I want you to tell your story, and but you can't really predict everybody. But I think everybody that has is that that's in line is definitely you know Did Keith move yet? His updates haven't been forthcoming. I forget where he's going to move, Thailand or something. Um, Not sure who Keith is. Why can't I think about who Keith is? Hmm. Carnival? No. Hmm. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go into my calendar here. All right. So just to Carnivore Keith. Okay. Okay. Then I was thinking the right person. Okay. Oh, she was moving to Thailand. Wow. Yeah, no, I know who he is. He sang that song for Aaron's kids, and I think he did that song too for Rick. Okay, so just to give you my itinerary, you know that Lash is going to be my interview on the 29th, and then on the 5th is going to be No Slow, aka Booby Biscuits. The 12th, I'm going to have Adam Lacey. And then the 20th, hopefully, because I've been trying to get him for the 19th, to switch over to the 19th because I have a thing that I do on Wednesdays, so it was pre-done before that. Is Tim from Walker to Walking, so I'm hoping that that stays. You know, I'm hoping that he's still coming on. Um, the 20th, I have Caleb, the young gentleman, and then on the 6th, which is a Saturday, due to her schedule. I have Amy, Keto Rockin' Amy, or Rockin' Keto Amy. And then I have Terry, which is My Terrific Life, TERRI, capital letters, and then um, FIC, um, life. And then, no, I didn't see Lisa's carnivore. I had to look at that. And then on the 20th, my birthday, September 20th, I have Russ Mitchell. And then I have Dave Mack on the 23rd. And then I have a surprise guest that does not want to be known on the 30th. And then there's a possibility of someone on the 7th, but I haven't really confirmed that with that person. But so that's my lineup. Now it could end there or keep on going. I don't know. I don't know if I can send out another notification there, Terry Sue. The only way I'd be able to do it would be to go off and then, you know, like I guess what I should have done, I do apologize, is I mean, you're definitely going to see, like the notification for, but it's a little hard for me to do it when I'm already on. Like this technically is the notification. I'd have to do a stream, at least I think. I don't know. I'm not sure how to do it, to tell you the truth. Thank you, Juliet. I appreciate that. And I mean, I'd like to get more people on, but you know, I'm not sure how I would. You see me in SBG calls? I didn't know that. Oh, you're an SBG. That's cool. Learned a little bit about you there, Beefy. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty last minute that I actually, when I mean last minute, I mean like put on, went live. So you're absolutely right. I should have maybe given like at least a half an hour like that and went on like 11 o'clock. Hello, Josephine. Always nice to see you. And Helen, how you doing? Good morning from Oregon. I'm going to actually open up YouTube. So if you hear a little background noise, I apologize. Let it load up. And Peter's asking Rick if he has an extra spare flywheel in his garage. I guess Rick's repairing a car for Papa Carnivore. That is true. That is true. I don't know if I'd be doing every day though, so you know. Your neighbor's got. Hey, Alyssa, how you doing? Okay. Oh, good. I'm muted anyway. So, all right. So, all right. So I've eaten already so far. I've had my burgers in the bacon grease, and I had some coffee. I haven't had any element yet, though. So, all right. So I'm going to, just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to copy the link. All right, into the chats. If anybody wants to come on just really quickly and say hello, you know the drill. All right. So let me, and I'm going to pin the message. And anybody that wants to come on, you're more than welcome. All right. Today's just a generalization. It's not the actual interview or anything like that, but I mean, I don't know what it's going to be, Helen, but you know, I know when we were in the chats yesterday or Friday, um, someone was saying that they thought it sounded pretty suspect that it wasn't real. But I don't know if you saw it or not. But let me pull it out here. This is the prize I got. So I think this is pretty real. You know. So somebody nominated me for it, and I appreciate that. I don't know who it was, but I'm very grateful to that person. So. And those are all flavored, so they're probably gonna. I'm hoping that if I just have like one or two a day, it won't cause so much of a problem. Um, yeah, that's normally what I do too, Terry Sue. But you know, I mean, what's the old saying? You don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So, it's somebody gifted this to me, and it was very nice. Yes, I do, Beefy. Um, I have to. Okay. I mean, I think I'll be okay. I think I can, it'll take me a few months to get through these, but I think I'll be okay. And then if I do decide to go, I'll just do the unflavored. That's the ones I think I really want. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I get what you guys are all saying. I really do. But I don't, you know, when somebody gives me something of that general nature, I'm not going to just throw it away. You know. But and I should be okay. I don't have any cravings or anything. Not sure what that was all about. The sugar's starting to go up again. It was about like 92, and now it's about 112. So, I mean, do you guys think I should just throw it away? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm just confused. I think it's a great gift. I think it was really nice, but um, I'm getting a lot of I'm getting a lot of kickback here. And personally, I think it was a really nice gift, and thank you. Because I'm kind of getting the message, you know. Um, it's posted on my in my channel, Beefy. You can get it from there. But if you want to email me, that's fine. You can put the email in here, and you can just copy it down. Thank you, Alyssa. I appreciate that. And going back to Beefy, my email address is pruitt, Pruett, my first initial, last name, 40 at gmail.com. Okay. It's Terry Sue saying, Thomas, before you answer a question, you need to read the question to the audience who are in front of a screen. Okay. Um, I apologize. I didn't realize I was not doing it. All right. Um, Hmm. Okay. Thank you, Bacon Baby. I appreciate that. She's saying that the beard looks good on me. I tried taking it, Juliet, one step at a time. Um, well, I haven't actually started priming yet, technically, uh, but I guess it's coming out okay. I'm actually going to be doing priming soon. I just have to wait until I get my paycheck to increase some of the food that's in my cupboard, so to speak. All I really have right now are just the burgers, so I have to have them last until the 2nd of August. And thank you, Alyssa. Alyssa also likes the beard. I'll be honest with you. I was clean shaven for when I went to Boston, but about 3 4 weeks ago, however long it was. But I didn't like how I looked. I looked very like I felt very dumpy, so to speak. So I was like, I think I'm gonna grow back the beard. So I don't know. The fasting sort of I don't know Terry Sue. The fasting um kind of raised my blood sugar even more, which is kind of weird. But if I do another fast, it's probably not going to be, you know, for that long. But last time when I did priming, my sugars went up, but it was a temporary thing. It was like I'm getting all the nutrients in, and then once I went back to my regular schedule, then my sugars went back down again, and it helped me out quite a bit. So I might just do the priming, but right now I'm just doing about 2 to 3 meals of mostly the burgers. So if I do start fasting, it probably won't be until maybe like September. Right now, I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing. So I know I mentioned about the Ticket to Work program, which is going to, but the counselor that I've been assigned to, which is a really nice guy, Felipe is his name. Thomas, you have a lot of techniques to play with. Since you are still on insulin, it's a cliffhanger for your viewers to see you get off the insulin once you find the thing that works. It's hard. Um, it's definitely a challenge every time. And Keto Simple just came in. Dustin, what's up? Good morning, friends. I hope I didn't kick you out of your channel there, Dustin. I didn't realize you were going to still be on when I came on. And I came on pretty last minute. I, the only thing I can do, Bacon Baby, um, concerning that is Dustin's actually coming on the scene. Wow. Hey, Dustin.
What's happening, buddy?
Hello.
How we doing? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're having a silent film with Dustin. Oh, Sandy says she can hear. That's
You can
weird.
hear me? She can hear me?
Let's see in the private chat. Huh. Why can't I hear you?
I'm looking at the wrong chat.
That's not good.
Oh, maybe you can't hear me because you don't have speakers on. You can't hear me.
Hello?
I can hear you
No,
just
Dustin's not
fine.
on that part yet. Okay. I'm getting people coming in the private chat. Check your speakers. All right. How would I do that exactly? Settings, audio. That's the microphone. So. Hmm. Okay, so I'm going to my settings, going to my audio, and I'm going to the output. And right now I have it on default. So, and then communication.
Maybe put it on speakers. That mine as I have.
Okay. I mean, I can hear myself. And you guys said you can hear me, right? I just can't hear you, Dustin. Sing this song to the Sound of Music. Okay, he cut out. Maybe he'll come back again. That was a bad joke. I know. All right, I missed a lot of questions here, so I do apologize. Um, yeah, I mean that's going back with Lash. That's I haven't donated anything because I really don't have the money to donate financially. But I figure is put his his GoFundMe page right in. All right, let's hope and pray. All right,
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
still having that problem. Okay. It says it's on full volume. Mute. Now I muted you. Okay. I'm going to do each one at a time, and then you just speak and you
Yeah,
tell
I'll
me
just
if
keep
that
talking.
did anything. All right.
Yeah.
So right now it's on the communication on
Yeah, can you
default again.
on default?
Did that do anything?
I still hear you fine.
No. All right.
And do we have volume? Do do do. The sweet sounds of silence.
Keto Simple, Terry Sue.
Yeah. Oh,
Put in the outside speakers.
maybe that might work.
Do you hear anything?
I hear you just fine.
Testing, testing, testing.
I hear you just fine. Yup.
I don't know. Maybe I should just end this. Is Dustin actually singing? Okay. No, he's dancing around. I see that. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
test it. This is frustrating.
Chick.
Okay. Probably on YouTube, you guys probably do hear him, but on the
There's like keep
on the
singing.
screen here, I can't
Yeah.
hear him.
Well, he can't hear me, so it's hard to interview
He's
somebody
probably
that
saying all these things about me. I can't hear.
do you have. Let's see.
Excuse me. Okay, let me take that off with Lash. Dustin is fun. Okay. Dustin, you can entertain everybody while I try.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any. Let me actually switch to my gigantic earphones.
Technical difficulties. Rick is digging into his garage again. I can't do things. I can't bring things up on the screen, but I can talk to y'all.
Okay. Let me see if this will help. I did not put it in camera.
Yeah. Get to those settings and turn on your earbuds, your earphones.
That won't even let me click.
Technical difficulties
Right now
are the
it's
best.
frozen.
I see you. I hear you.
Okay. Oh, I hear you now too.
You hear me now?
Okay. I need the earphones. I don't know why, but it's a little frustrating.
All right. We
I
have
just heard
sound.
you. No, I don't hear you again.
You heard me. Now I'm gone. Oh, no.
I heard you for 2 seconds there.
Oh, no. Check your settings again. Yeah. My name is Dustin. Keto Simple.
Hello?
Yep. I don't know. I'm going to talk, and I figure eventually he'll hear me. I'm still drinking my coffee from my Sunday morning live with coffee this morning. Oh, I finished up a 3-hour live today. I go live every Sunday at 7:30 in the morning. And I came over here and saw he's been asking me to come on, and I figured, you know what? I'm already sitting in my chair. I'm in Indiana, central Indiana. So Indianapolis, basically Indianapolis. So I'm basically Indianapolis. not far from the 500 and all that stuff. Yeah.
Now my mic's not even working.
I hear you.
Or is it? Oh, you can hear me. Okay. All right. So let's see what magic we just did to make me hear you.
Yeah.
Adjust these earphones.
The fun of going live.
I got turned up all the way.
I've last week I went live and was talking for 4 minutes on mute. So there's that.
All right. How about now? No?
I still hear you. Yup.
Now it's frozen again. I wonder if I actually refreshed my page, but it's going to kick me out, probably.
Give it a
That would
shot.
work. All right. I'm what? I know you guys hear Dustin. Where it is? I want to fast forward my computer to where Dustin's doing, and I went undo.
Sandy says that I have a sweet wife till you know her.
Right. And
No, she's amazing. She's at work right now.
yeah, I hear you on the.
You hear me or no?
All right. So I do hear you on YouTube. It's just this. I'm beginning to think maybe spend more money and do StreamYard.
I had a lot of trouble with
This
StreamYard.
isn't the first time this happened.
And I have less
This
trouble with
last
EV
time
Mux.
We just got solved, and that was it.
I'm sure she's pulling. My granddaughter pulled it a lot more than Chandra ever.
Okay, so I got the phone on, and I got. Communication speakers
Excuse me.
on. And I do see Dustin laughing in the background there. I thought you were going to write something down. This is
I
weird.
use eMux, just what he's using now. I use a paid version of EV Mux. I use StreamYard for a very long time.
Oh,
can you hear me now?
I can.
No.
You've been using StreamYard for a very long time.
I use StreamYard until they raise the price. I use StreamYard
and that's the reason why I don't do StreamYard. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't do StreamYard, because the price is just. I mean, this is like half the price of the StreamYard. It's like $20 a month for what I'm getting.
Yeah, that's what I use. That's what I use. EV Mux. I use the $20 a month, $25 a month.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm getting a lot of these like these volume issues, these speaker, and just, and I think you guys can. I'm not very tech savvy, so.
I had a lot of trouble with StreamYard. Anytime I would be on a Zoom call and then try to use StreamYard after, I had just I have like 3 different browsers on my computer, just because sometimes Chrome wouldn't work. Sometimes I'd use Firefox. Sometimes I'd use Opera.
Right.
Just to make it all work. But with EV Mux, I just use Chrome and it works fine. I mean, it has its faults. It has its stutters, and
Yeah.
I mean, I've got gigabit internet. I got gigabit fiber, and I still have issues.
Well, what's weird is just now, on EV Mux, and since you already know about it, I'm on screen where I actually saw you in the studio below, and I just got rid of that particular part of the screen, and your voice came on. So that was all I did. So I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear
Oh,
you
okay.
just
I
fine.
just want to the silence. It threw me off a little bit. But that was, I mean, I have no idea if the speakers, if it worked now without the earphone, but why test it? So, so it's cool that you came on. Thank you for that, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that was sort of an adventure for you.
Oh,
So,
I mean, it's all a learning curve. We all have to learn this stuff. We all go through it.
yeah, yeah. I just hope it, like I do my interviews like once a week, and I just hope that it doesn't happen during that time. This is test time. Like it's never good, but it's better than having it then. If we have somebody important on that's telling their story, I don't want it to happen at that time. But the good thing
Oh yeah.
is everybody heard you on YouTube, so so that's good because even if I don't hear you, it's not as problematic as if no one hears you. You know,
Right.
so
Bacon Baby's asking about OBS. OBS is the problem with OBS is you have to have a higher end computer to run OBS because it runs on your computer where something like EVMux or StreamYard is web based. So the servers on the back end for EVMux is doing the heavy lifting to where like OBS, your computer is doing it all, your GPU, your CPU, and all your RAM is doing all the work. So where like StreamYard and EVMux and all the streaming platforms, you can get away with a lesser computer than with OBS and such. So it's definitely things to think about.
yeah. Um, okay, so
Because even my computer is a 3-year-old computer.
yeah, mine's pretty new. I just bought it maybe. I bought it right when I went to Boston, so about a month ago. So it's pretty new. But the one I was using before with the great quality of film and stuff like that was about 20, 25 years old. And it looks like Lisa has an interview on Friday. So, um, who's the interview with?
I think
If I
she's
may
going to be
ask.
on Cindy's channel.
Oh, okay. I'll make sure to watch that. Okay.
Yeah, they were
Sorry
talking
about
about
that.
that
Sorry,
on
I
my
didn't know
live.
that. Yeah. I mean, I always love it when Lisa comes on here. She's a pretty nice lady, for sure. It's good. I was on Cindy's channel. She's a very nice lady.
Yeah, Cindy's like my bonus mom.
Is she?
Basically, yeah. I mean, my mom's been gone a long time, so
Yeah, so is mine.
I pick
Well,
on her a
well,
lot.
well, it's always good to have those people that take you into their hearts, basically.
Yeah, Lisa's been channel. She was in my live today.
Yeah, I was in there for a short while, but
Bacon, what's Bacon Baby's name? I try to remember everybody's name, but it's so
I
difficult
don't
sometimes.
know what her real name is. It's she told me one time. I'm sorry, Bacon Baby. I just love your name, Bacon Baby, so much. It just made me forget what your real name is. So
I try to, and not everybody wants people to know their name, so I don't know. Sometimes I don't even know if they've even said. And
right.
my just come in my chat, they never say, and I don't even know, and I just call them by their name.
Terry Sue
I
says
like to
that she
call her
likes to
bacon.
call her bacon.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's a Siberian name. Let me put it on there.
Serbian name. Yeah, so she's Serbian.
Yes. Well, that I think I remember her saying was Sneezna, or is it Sneezana? Sneezana. I mean, unless she actually comes on here, we wouldn't really know how to pronounce it.
I think it's so fascinating. There's so many people that come on and they're from all over the world. Like in my live today, there's a lady named Rebecca, and she comes in and she's from South Africa.
Oh, really? Um, do you remember what her channel name was or her name was on the thing?
Her just Rebecca. I don't think she has a channel.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think I saw that. I think I saw Rebecca on there. Okay. I mean, I was watching a little bit, and I decided to make some coffee. And then I watched Mitch because I missed Mitch on Friday. I know he had some kind of thing
I looked
happening.
it up, and now going by the pronunciation, it tells me generally pronounced as Sneeshan Snee or Sneshana.
Snashana. Okay.
Sounds like as in, so I guess it is sneeze, like sneeze. You were saying it right. So I always
Sneashan.
just want to make sure, or instead of Americans friends just call her Sam.
I could do that.
You never
And,
change
and,
your name. Don't change your name, not even a little bit.
and look who just joined the chats. Um, Semi-retired Bob is here.
Isn't he
So, hey,
fully
Bob.
retired now? I
I
know,
would
I know,
think
I know.
I
I know the
would.
semi is about the trucks. I know that, but
Yes, I would definitely think that he was fully retired, but how do I get that out of my? All right, so you might know this since you have Evox. I right now the message I have for semi-retired Bob is now a great big thing in front of my face. I know it's on, but it's like blocking everything. How do
well,
I get that?
you see like the little like the magnifying glass thing.
Okay.
Just kind of run your
Um,
mouse over that again.
okay. Do I have to bring the back to the
No,
question though? Oh.
or you just go over another one.
Oh. Oh, I get it. Okay. Oh,
It's
cool.
over
That
like
works.
that.
That works.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
it
was.
just makes it
Okay.
where
I
if you
see it,
yeah, what it does is just make on your
but it
side of
wasn't over
things.
the actual question. It was over the chat section. But
Yeah, it just mean like if you are bringing it up on
it makes it
screen
a little
and
clearer
your
for me to
screen
read
is
it.
small, you can read it real well.
Okay. It's still kind of annoying, but I get it. It's like you're covering my face, my beautiful face. Is whose middle name Marie? Oh,
Most
Lisa
women's
Marie. Well, Terry Sue asked, "Is
Marie
your middle name
M.
Marie?" But I'm not sure who she's talking to. And then I thought,
You,
well, she's probably
Thomas.
talking to Lisa, because
Thomas
Lisa
Marie.
Marie, Thomas Marie. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got a weird middle name, so Marie would actually be an improvement.
Probably not as weird as my grandfather's middle name.
What was your grandfather's name?
His name was Phoenix.
Venus. Okay, that is
Penis
weird.
or Phoenix, PH. Phoenix, but it was
Right,
pronounced like
like
F. PH, but it's in the same line. It's Phoenix, like penis with an F,
okay.
but
Yeah,
spelled with a PH.
my middle name is Peary, Peery, which
Nice.
I always thought that was weird, even as a kid. It's funny. I was named after both my grandfathers, and my one grandfather's first name, and then my other grandfather's middle name, and I always wanted the first name of the one that is for the second name, because his first name was Britton, and I always thought that would be a cool name, Thomas Britton. I always thought that sounded a lot cooler than Thomas Peary. And people could start calling me Brit, you know.
Nice.
But I ended up with Peary, and there's really no nickname good enough for Peary.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is it's Phoenix because his middle initial is P, but it's PH, but made an F sound.
Right.
So if you didn't know it,
That
you'd have
is-
saw it. You're like, wait, what?
You would, yeah. If you just saw the writing and thought the H was silent, yeah. Yeah, that definitely would be probably a little problematic there.
But I imagine for the time, it probably wasn't even a big deal. No one probably cared because I think he was born. I want to say he was born in 29.
What, 1829?
No, 1929.
Oh, 1929. Okay, I was going to
Yeah.
say, like, boy, your grandfather, boy, you're
Because
older
my
than I thought.
grandmother that he was married to was born in 1932.
Okay. My grandfather was a little bit older. My one grandfather, he was born in 1906. So,
But my great grandparents were 1910 and 1912.
right.
The weird thing about my great grandfather, who was born in 1910, he was the fifth of five, and his mother was 50 when she had him in 1910. And like, just think about how that's how problematic that is even now in 2025. How risky that would have been in 1910.
Oh God, yeah.
Enos, like a Dukes of Hazzard, yeah.
Yeah. And Terry Sue says that her grandpa's name was Alger. First
Alger?
name Alger. First name Harley. So Harley Alger. It should have been Davidson. Okay, yeah. I get it.
And Sam is asking where my folks are from. Well, like I had a friend of mine do some digging, and like my grandfather's side of the family, we trace back. I think we trace back to my great grandmother was a child on the Trail of Tears, and so they're all from here and around here. And then my grandmother's family, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure where they come. They were all from Kentucky, so I don't know. I don't know how everybody ended up in Indiana, to be honest with you. But we'll call Bacon Baby Sam or just Bacon. Bacon Baby.
Bacon baby. Hello, Granny Boo.
Granny. Crisco came out before margarine. Crisco came out in 1911.
I wouldn't really know that, but sounds right.
I'm a weirdo. I dig into this stuff. I've got I have content about that stuff, so I try to dig into all that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's probably pretty good. You know, I mean, I've never really been. I used to have margarine because it was always the cheapest. But
oh yeah,
you know, but
we used to buy the Imperial stuff. It was like 90, usually like 79 cents a pound.
You go to the dollar store and get it easily at the dollar store. You know, and it's where I used to have to shop for my food before I made enough money to go to Walmart. You know.
Yeah, then when we went keto in 2016, I remember we packed up all the margarine, and in hindsight, I wish we would have thrown it away. But at the time, we just gave a lot of food to people. We didn't want to throw food away, even though we should have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think margarine's really food, nor you know.
I mean, ants won't even eat it.
Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I think certain things are kind of funny. Like I remember one time, I was my mom had just passed. That's not the funny part, but my mom had just passed away, and we used to go. Me and her, right after her radiation, used to go to McDonald's, and we would eat in the out in the parking lot, and then whatever was left over, we'd throw over to the Seagulls. And it was right after my mom passed away, and I was there by myself, just remembering, just going there. And I had a burger from McDonald's, but then I took it off the bun. I just had the burger, not with everything on it. And I threw the bun out into the parking lot, and the birds like put the a couple of the birds, they put them in their mouths, but then they spit them out and like threw it across. Like it's like I thought birds ate bread.
Well, I mean, the bread that we have nowadays is not even really bread; it's more akin to
No, it's
cake.
not. But it's just funny how the birds were like, no, no, don't give me this crap. Because seagulls will eat anything.
So, funny thing about margarine, I just looked up some stuff about margarine. Margarine was
Okay.
invented in 1869 by a French chemist. It was basically he created it in response to a challenge from Emperor Napoleon III, who was seeking a cheaper butter substitute for the military and the lower classes. The original product, called oleomargarine, was made from beef tallow and milk. So it wasn't a chemical process like it is now. It was still cheaper than butter, I guess, because with butter, you have to get the cream and then separate the cream from the whey.
Yeah, the process and everything.
Yeah, so I mean, we're talking about 1869 without even refrigeration. So margarine came, but I mean, now when we think about margarine, we think about
The chemicals.
the chemical. Yeah.
Uh, I mean, that just goes to show you that, people, and I'm not saying us, but, we've messed up with so many things. Like, look at fruits and vegetables, how they've been like altered, you know.
Well, there's a difference between so now there's a difference, and I've gotten into arguments with people about fruits, vegetables, and such because we have been over the centuries we have performed selective breeding when it comes to fruits, vegetables.
Right.
That's how we've been able to come across like seedless grapes, and it's genetic modification. It's just you have a plant that grows grapes without seeds, so then you just start making sure that more of those grow, and you take a stem off of that, add it to another tree, and you basically keep doing that. And the same thing, and that's how we've got to the point where our fruit is so much sweeter to a degree. Same thing with bananas. Bananas didn't know the way they look now. They had big,
Yeah.
chunky seeds in them, not a lot of fruit, so to speak. Um, when we're getting into the issue with genetic modified, like when you're getting into the GMO stuff, there's issues with that. There's like the pesticides. We've done a lot of modifications with that where initially wheat was very short. Now it's very tall. It's almost like akin to corn in a
Right.
way. And there's a lot of, I think, the modifications of that and how our bodies can handle it is a big issue. And I've even heard with people who are like people with celiac disease and they have the gluten intolerance. There's a wonder if it's not an issue with not necessarily just the gluten, but all the things that go into creating the wheat with all the glyphosates, pesticides, herbicides, all the things that go into producing all these foods. The gluten's getting blamed for what everything else is causing. Because I mean, you have to understand we've eaten gluten for thousands and thousands of years. Are we primarily meat eaters over the course of history? Yes. But all the other foods were staples in us not starving to death. So I mean,
Right.
is it starvation food? Yes, to a degree, but it was very poverty food.
Mhm. No, that makes sense.
That's why I'm not as anti like fruits and vegetables like some people can be. I think there's a time and a place where they're important to us. Should we eat 3 pounds of fruit every day? Absolutely not.
Right.
But I think we evolved as human beings to have them in the diet to some degree over the course of time. But also, we have to remember we're not in a famine state. We're not in a situation where we have to plump up for the wintertime. We're not going to starve to death, or we're not going to make it. We're not going to get to January and be way thin. You know.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, when it comes to the fruits and vegetables, I tend to I don't really I usually just do strict carnivore. Every once in a while, I'll sneak something in there. But the only reason I do it is because my goal is to get my A1C down, and any carbs I have is going to bring up my A1C. So once it's down, then that's going to change. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've mentioned this before. Like I probably will incorporate the vegetables back in. You know,
I mean,
um,
if you want to, I mean, that's
yeah.
always a good thing to try. How does it impact you after you get that done?
Well, of
How is
course,
your
yeah,
life better with it or without it? You know what I mean?
right,
I think that's the more like logical conclusion I would say. Where instead of, I think a lot of times we see people kind of spouting off like sugar is poison and plants are poison, plants are trying to kill us. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, obviously they have defense mechanisms in place to keep us from eating them.
right,
Whereas where fruits are kind of the opposite. Fruits are sweet because they want us to eat them, and they are brightly colored. They're a way that we go, okay, that's probably okay for us to eat. And then because they want us to spread their seeds around so they grow more trees. But
right.
I mean, vegetables in a way, I think we like there's a difference. There's a difference with there's a chemical in vegetables like broccoli. I think it's called sulforaphane. I could be mistaken. I get it backwards sometimes, but I think it's called sulforaphane, and that's where like we feed broccoli to kids like it's gross because they're very very sulforaphane sensitive. And as we get older, and as you cook broccoli, like you cook it and you steam it and put butter on it, that sulforaphane kind of gets kicked out.
Oh, okay. Hmm. All right. So, oh, excuse me. I still have a hard time like reading the chats and engaging at the same time. Um, I'm just, I guess I've never really been good at that.
It just takes practice.
uh, yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do. Like I do stay away from the last time. Well, I did cheat a little bit. I think I mentioned it, but I don't know if you were. My niece just had her 21st birthday, so they had a lot of foods there. They're not carnivore, keto, anything. They're like at that they're the sad diet, but their lives are great, so there's nothing sad about it, type thing. And they had sushi there, and I had a couple pieces of sushi.
We have sushi a couple times a year. We love. To me, like we've had sushi.
Well, I have
So the
sashimi quite
rice
a
doesn't
bit,
impact me as like
right?
rice don't impact me the way wheat does.
Okay, yeah, rice does still bring my sugars up,
Well,
so
the
I try to stay
sugars,
away from
yes, but it doesn't cause me to like. It doesn't make me feel crappy for a few days afterwards.
Oh no, actually, to tell you the truth, for the most part, very few of the foods make me feel crappy. That's part of the problem. The only thing it does is it raises my blood sugar, and that's where my problem hits. Like I think even when I felt after, I don't think it was I think what it was there were probably a lot of seed oils in some of the food that I had, and I think that might have been the problem. But also too, I also did a 4-day fast right before that. So I think the 4-day fast and then just getting right back into eating again was a little problematic. That may give me a little bit of a stomach ache. That's what I think
Yeah,
of.
because I think when you fast, a 4-day fast is not as it's not as worrisome as some of the longer fasts because
Oh yeah,
there's
I
something
know.
called refeeding syndrome
Hmm.
that you have to be mindful of. But that's something like I've done a 21-day fast before.
Wow.
And when you go that long, refeeding syndrome really is as a concern. So you have to be very, very slow and methodical with reintroduction of food, whether it's just some broth with a little bit of butter mixed in. You have that for days. Maybe add your
Okay.
coffee back in and such. You just got to be very careful. For people who may not be aware, but refeeding syndrome does is when you go in and you dump a bunch of food and your body's not used to that, because basically when you're doing an extended fast, like 14 days, 21 days, your digestive system shuts down, and then when you put all that food in there, it starts pulling all these resources from everywhere, and it can cause you to actually just die. It's not good, real bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I mean, normally I feel pretty good when I do a fast, but I don't know. This time I felt okay, but I didn't feel good, if that makes any sense. Um,
Right.
so I think, I don't know. There's certain things I'm thinking about trying, and that I've done. The last thing that helped me actually bring my sugars down, kind of like shut them up just a little bit, like 20 extra points, and then it like brought it right down to a better level after I finished. But is to do the priming with Raymond, because I did it one time before, and that really helped me quite a bit.
Because and I honestly don't think that we were necessarily meant to be 100% complete stable across the board when it comes to blood sugars.
Yeah.
And not that we should have these crazy huge spikes where our sugars get into the 300-400s either. But I think that we have a system in place with insulin now. We should be as relatively stable. But I also
Yeah.
think that's it's like I asked this question because we don't know what we don't know, and I asked this question because the question asked is, we all know that being in a fed state with standard American diet, to where we know when we don't recognize ketones, we don't produce ketones, and we're basically like sugar burners the entire time. We're locked up. We can't burn fat, and that's bad for us on a long term. Okay.
Right.
One thing that we have to question is the opposite going to be problematic at some point in the future as well, where if we are always ketogenic and we're always fat burning, but we're not introducing exogenous sugars very much, does
Right.
our body have trouble processing that? And is that problematic? And I understand that a lot of times we're talking with people who are in this trying to heal themselves. So we're very nuanced in that, because a lot of people come into this community because they are very sick, they're obese, their sugars are 300-400, whatever, and they're insulin resistant. And I'm not talking necessarily about that scenario, because you have to heal that. But once that's healed, and then you continue on with a ketogenic diet and you don't introduce exogenous sugars, you're not eating fruit, you're not eating like, you're not having a piece of cake on your birthday, things like that most people have done over the course of millennia. There's always been of sweet treat or something. Not like, the problem is we do it daily, all day, daily now. But my question
Exactly.
is that a problematic? Is that we're going to see across the board? Is that an issue that we're going to come to recognize at some point? And I mean, I think it's a very valid question to have to think about, because we don't know. And I think over the 5, 10, 15, 20 years of more and more people, especially N equals one, a lot more researchers, people like with Dr. Barry and what's his name, Nick Norwitz, doing things, and more and more studies happening. I think we're going to see more stuff. So I think we're in this infancy of kind of like what we would consider like metabolic biohacking, to where we are reclaiming our health through food. And I just, and I kind of think
Right.
we should be mindful that because we are in our infancy and we are doing such great things with reversing type 2 diabetes. We're doing great things with reversing like autoimmune disorders and all these things. But once we get back to a point where we have regained our individual health, at what point is there a point? Could there be a point where maintaining ketosis all the time and not incorporating sugars would be just as detrimental to us as for relaxing the sugars and never having ketones? That's just a thing that I've thought, and I mean, I don't have any answers, but it's it stands to reason that that could be something of concern for us in the future to think about.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, anything's a possibility, right?
Right.
I mean, but you know, I I don't know.
But just for somebody now, like carnivore is like, we have so many people that are doing carnivore for their ultimate health and they're losing weight. They're reversing a lot of things, whether it's carnivore, lion, keto, whatever. We're doing it for health, trying to get ourselves well again. And, and I think with that, that's, I just kind of, these are the questions that I wonder. But I have no way of know. I mean, we just won't know until we do, I guess. And I know that we're talking in here like there's billions of people on the planet, a lot of sick people. I wonder how many people can we get to go carnivore? How many people can we get to go keto? How many are we going to get to do basic, remedial low carb? How many people can we just get to go single ingredient, even if that is like potatoes and rice and like like roast potatoes and carrots and stuff that I grew up on. So I mean, these are questions that I have, and I think are
I
interesting.
mean, well, it would be nice if, at the very least, if people that had some kind of chronic disease or chronic illness, like diabetes, or whatever, anything, had anything that made them feel unpleasant, would at least try the carnivore diet, or at least try keto, or at least try all these different diets. The problem is that I see, okay, is like I love my family, okay, but right now they don't see anything on the surface. Everything is fine to them. They're very athletic. They're in pretty good shape. So when they eat the cakes and candies, to them it's not affecting them, if that makes any sense. So they're
Right.
never going to see that, until they actually have a problem. And that sort of makes me feel a little, because if you have underlying problems, eating a better diet, and it doesn't have to be carnivore. I'm not saying carnivore, but eating a diet that's not like, even a balanced diet with meats and vegetables, and with well balanced, is still better than eating all this junk. Like, I love my
Yeah.
sister, but like my niece had shit that like shit too. They had shrimp, they had all this stuff, but they also got like a big, huge catering thing from Chick-fil-A. There's nothing in Chick-fil-A that's good for you, you know. And then they had all these cakes. They had cake. They had what they called cake shots, which was like cake in a Jello shot. I didn't have any of it. I told them that, hey, I haven't had this in 6 months. You know, I'm not going to have it now. And they're like, okay. And they were very understanding. First time I did it, they were like, oh, why can't you have it? Why can't just one won't hurt you? Now they don't do that anymore, which is good. It's progress. But unless you're actually absolute sick, it's like you have to be like in despair before you even try something new.
And even then, you got to ask them, are you on any medications? And if you're on
Yeah,
medications, why are you on medications? If you
right.
are you on a statin, why are you on a statin? And Terry said something. It's like, just wish that they knew that that meat based is an option. But I mean, even now, like just the idea that meat could possibly be healthy for people is such a foreign concept because
Right, because we've been taught so much
there's so
different.
much propaganda against meat.
Right. And the thing is, it's kind of perplexing is we're starting to slowly learn that it was kind of propaganda. Like we're learning that, Ansel Keys And it's not just us learning, people too that's outside the carnivore community that have said like, oh, like, oh yeah, I believe that cholesterol is not as bad as they say it is, and all this stuff, but yet they still refrain from having the red meat and stuff, which is kind of weird. It's like you're saying one thing, but then you're doing something else. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but that's just how I'm seeing some people, and
Yeah, I
they
think
see it.
there's still fear. You have to.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to remember we've been indoctrinated over the last 150 years against animal products. I mean, it's just an ingrained thing. I mean, think about like when you were kids, eggs are good, eggs are bad, milk is good, milk is bad. Red meat is good, red meat is bad. Oh, pork, the other white meat. Pork's good, but steak and red meat's bad. Red meat will clog your arteries. Too much cholesterol. I mean, it's all over. You can't even watch movies, TV shows without that kind of pop culture relevance that is health indoctrination. Like, we've all watched, Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
of course.
Where's Cousin Eddie? Doesn't he eat these things? Oh, he doesn't eat squirrel anymore because they're high in cholesterol. I mean, you can't
Right.
watch TV show without saying, "Oh, the cholesterol. Oh, that'll this that there that'll." You can't watch any TV show. It's not just in the news. It's not in the papers. It's in every aspect of society. It is what we know to be true, even if it isn't true. And that's so. Even for me, when I was going, like, one of the hard things for me was unlearning all of that and going, okay, is this going to make me lose weight? Is it going to ultimately kill me? And it's like, I mean, these are questions you wrestle with because you're told. I remember being in my early 20s when Atkins was a huge thing. I remember being at a restaurant. We'd spent a lot of time at Denny's when I was a kid, young, like 2019, 2020, just spend time at Denny's because it was a place to go. It was open all night. That wasn't a bar because we weren't old enough to go to the bar. And I remember there was a group of people on Atkins and the waitress was talking about it. Everybody in that group ordered T-bones and they're all eating all this steak, no bread. And they were like, oh, but don't worry. I guess there's a medication they can take to help them with the cholesterol from all that meat. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Cause I was like, I want them to get healthy, but I want them to have a heart attack. You know what I mean? Like, so much, just the indoctrination is crazy. Cause I mean, it just started as a kid with my great grandparents. Like, I remember my great grandmother would strain her cottage cheese. She would strain the whey away from the curds because she was trying to make sure her cholesterol wasn't too bad. There was medicine that she would put in my great grandfather's coffee every day. I don't even know what it was for. But at the same time, she also taught me how to cook with bacon grease, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I think there's a little confusion there too with a lot of people. So they're like, okay, yeah.
Cindy's asking how do I remember back that far? I remember a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's talking about.
And she's asking me, what am I doing, Thomas? LOL. I have no idea what I'm doing. So if anybody can tell me what I'm doing, just let me know. So
I haven't watched Happy Gilmore 2 yet. I don't know. I just don't sit down and watch a lot of TV. There's a certain number of TV shows that I'll watch. Like I flew through.
Wait, 2 has come out already? I didn't realize that.
It came out like last week. It's on Netflix.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't have Netflix. That's probably why. I haven't really watched it ever since I started this community 6 months ago. I haven't watched much TV, like much, even my streaming, like my Disney Plus, HBO Max. I haven't seen much anything. Yeah, I think you could probably like say that out of the 6 months, I've maybe watched like 6 days worth of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, usually the TV that we watched is usually Shannon and I get together and we sit down and watch something, or we watch something before we go to sleep. But most of the time, we're watching YouTube. I'm either involved in some kind of chat or watching a YouTube video. Like Before My Lives, I'll watch a couple of YouTube videos, or before going, whatever. I watch more YouTube than I watch regular TV, and most regular TV I don't watch because most of it I got to wait for her because we watch it together.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's
I think.
like mob based or something like that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put this on the thing because I find that to be. I like fried bologna with cottage cheese. Okay.
Oh, I love fried bologna.
I haven't had it in a long time, but I love fried bologna too. I like it though with a little mustard um, on it.
Rick, I stopped watching
Ri-
TV and trying. If you could write a book of all the things Rick doesn't do,
I know. Well, call it the Rick.
Rick cracks me up.
Call it the Rick Museum. You know.
Like Rick doesn't like the fact he's like pizza's disgusting. I'm like, nope, you are incorrect, sir. Pizza's delicious. You may not like it. That doesn't make it
Well,
disgusting.
I guess if you don't have something, then maybe it's not as appealing to you as when you do finally have it. As any of us that's been kind of like conditioned to have it for a long time.
I
We've
just
all been
like to give
conditioned
Rick a hard time.
or whatever we have. He hasn't, so he forgets that sometimes.
Well, it's like he's like I've never he
Like,
he's been home to a drive-through before.
Okay,
I'm
'cause
like,
you never had it.
he's like, I've never been through a drive-through at a fast food restaurant. He's like, I've
Oh,
had fast food,
did I
just
miss
never
you
been to the
again?
drive-through.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know. Vomit smells like vomit. Pizza doesn't smell like vomit. Those two smells are drastically different.
Yes.
Objectively different.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah. That should be Rick's theme song when he was on his live.
Rick is kind of like Jeff Dunham, the old guy, that's old guy puppet. That's
Hmm.
Rick. No, sir, I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Which is funny because old guy carnivore has it as his thing on his desk.
Yeah, I've got a whole. I can do this. I've got basically the same setup as him. I can do it too. I just gotta. All right. I don't have any sound things right now, but I've got the pads for it.
So I'm saying, I guess Cindy is leaving. So
Bye, Cindy.
bye, Cindy. We'll see you
Booby
when we
Goats is
see her.
here.
Yes. I guess she finished shopping. Hey, Aaron. Um, just to let anybody know, I did pin to the top. I pinned if anybody wants to join in on the chats. I hope that everything will be fine if we added a third or fourth person. Anybody's welcome.
Rick said at least he's not Ahmed. I mean, Rick, out of all of us, Rick is probably the most likely to blow himself up. Catch himself on fire somehow.
Well, he does it's obvious he likes to test himself out. It's the whole reason why he became carnivore in the first place is to see if he can give himself a heart attack. So, Rick likes to test things out.
And says Oaktown Girl says like YouTube channel endless. But that's the thing is that's not just YouTube. That's pop culture. That's everything for the last 150 plus. Fruits and vegetables, healthy. Meat, bad.
Yeah, and especially fatty meat. Stale, dry up chicken is fine.
Oh, we never buy chicken boobs. We always buy chicken thighs.
Yeah, I love the chicken thighs.
Unless I can't say never them for specific things. Like but even now I would probably still, if I'm making chicken nuggets, I'll probably buy like ground chicken.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had. I cook chicken all the time for my roommate, and he actually. It's funny, like he actually got the he wanted to get the chicken breasts, and he's been eating thighs for like 5 months, and now he's like it's kind of dry. I'm like, well, yeah, because I was giving you the thighs and the thighs, but he thought he had to eat the dry breast meat, So
That's what everybody thought. You gotta eat the 99% fat free. That's like, like in ham,
yeah,
like ham 99% fat free, and it's full of sugar to make it taste good.
yeah. I mean, the only thing that and there's a reason for it, and a good reason for it. I'm just saying there's a reason. Is that's juicy is the KFC chicken breast, but there's a reason for that. It's because what they put in it and what they inject into it in order to make it that way. So it's not actual chicken breast, It's like enhanced.
Well, yeah, it's like how much water are they putting in there, like,
Yeah,
and the thing, and what's different too about KFC is the way they fry their chicken. They don't fry it in a regular fry it in a pressure cooker.
yep,
That way they can fry it faster. Because if they put like chicken breast deep fried in a like or any kind of chicken takes forever to deep fry, takes 20, 30, 40 minutes. That's too
yeah.
slow. They fry it in a vacuum, so it fries even faster.
Yeah. I mean, well, I used to work for KFC as well, actually, for a short while. But I worked for Roy Rogers. I don't know if you remember
We didn't have
like
those
the old
here.
guy. No, but I'm sure you do know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, I'm
And
familiar with it, but we didn't have it here. Yeah.
I was actually 14 years old, and I worked I what we call the chicken room, and it was just regular fryers, but that was my job to maintain them and to flip them and all that stuff, and then clean out the fryers and yeah, like empty out the grease, throw away, put in new grease, blah 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 blah.
Like if I go to KFC, it's not for like their. I like their chicken fingers. Those are really the crunchy, crispy. That's what I always like better. I mean, or just the crust, just the breading on the outside was good.
Right. Well, that's another thing I had my niece's birthday too was they had Chick-fil-A. So the only thing I had from the Chick-fil-A section was I had four, and I counted them, four of the chicken nuggets. But if you ever see a Chick-fil-A chicken nugget, it's not like the bigger nuggets that you see like at Wendy or McDonald's. They're like these little bitty like popcorn chickens. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
Yeah, and
you
they
know,
even have They even have what I think they have grilled chicken nugget things too. I've bought those before. They're just expensive, and they're not zero carb, but they're relatively low.
well, I remember I don't know if it was really a joke or if I just made the comment, but I used to like say like for Wendy's and stuff like that when I did eat this stuff. I say why don't they make like steak nuggets? Like they make chicken nuggets. Why don't they make steak nuggets? And people are like, ew, that sounds disgusting. How can you do that? I'm like thinking like,
Burger
wait,
nugget.
I think that sounds pretty good actually. Like I don't know.
I I tell you what. Of course, Rick thinks Chick-fil-A is disgusting. He thinks
Right.
everything is disgusting. Okay. Have you even had Chick-fil-A, Rick? Because if you haven't had it, you can't say it's disgusting. But, but
Hey
one thing
Lewis.
that my favorite thing at Chick-fil-A or at KFC was the giant potato wedges and their mac and cheese, which is terrible mac and cheese, but still good at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. It defies logic. It's terrible, but great at the same time. Louis Lolito is here. Louis got a membership
Yeah.
gifted to them from my channel today.
Oh, did he? Oh, cool. It's pretty Lewis.
I have tasted Chick-fil-A and threw up. Oh, Rick, our little drama queen. No wonder his cat bites him all the time.
Well, his cat rules the roost. Really, you know that,
Yeah,
right?
that cat runs that house.
Yes.
Teeny tiny cat, big giant Rick. Terry says Rick and Mitch both say all that stuff disgusts them, but it makes it way. I mean, and I understand where they're coming from, but I just at the same time, like, I'm. It's hard for me to lie to myself and say all those things are disgusting. I don't necessarily want them anymore. Like, there's a lot of things that I don't care for. I would still eat Oreos, but I don't seek them more. It's not as good as they like. A lot of things don't taste as good as they used to me, and I'm very happy about that. But some things taste just as good as they used to.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I'm sort of opposite with the Oreos. I still love the Oreos, but now the thing is I don't need to, I can control myself with just one, you know. And the only reason I know that is because I told the story before where I had a really high blood sugar, took the insulin, and in like a brick in the water, it dropped like really quickly. It went from like one, like the first time this happened to me, it went from like 180, and within an hour, it dropped down to 53. Like it was like really, you know. And I felt very weak, felt very shaky, and I needed something. And conveniently, the only thing that was near me that I could get to without passing out was downstairs at the chocolate shop. So I went down, got myself an Oreo, and had the one Oreo, and that was it. Everybody knows the story, so I'm sure you've heard it before too. But you know, I mean, that's pretty much like my go-to. You know, if I have the really low blood sugars. Now I try to prevent that by not having my sugars go down that quickly. You know, like I want them low, but I don't. I want them low and slow. I don't
now,
want them.
have you
Right
had
down.
your sugars go that low with while eating carnivore?
Uh,
And
Not
did it
really. No.
impact you?
Yeah. No. I mean, it was definitely the insulin that brought it down. You know. So
Well, yeah. I
you
mean,
know, that's why
are
I
you
cut
still
down.
on insulin now, or are you off insulin?
I am on insulin still. It's not as much as I was taking before, but it's a slow process. So, um, you know, so I still take it because I have really high sugars. Lately, I've been having really high sugars. Um, like not super high. I mean, nothing like that when I first started. They're like the highest is like about 180 now. I think it peaked to like 185 once, but that was like for like 2 seconds. But you know, so I do take the insulin definitely during the morning, and it's dropping. It's getting a little slower now to drop, but I think they're. I don't think food is the only reason why they go up. You know, I think there's other reasons too. You know, and
Stress. A lot of things can
stress.
cause insulin
Yeah,
to go, or blood sugars to creep up.
yeah. I mean, one of the biggest stressors that I have, it's kind of it's super stupid, and it's but I have the chance to actually. So I don't know if I'm ready physically to work more hours. I get tired. I do get, you know, but at the same time, I want to go back into life. I want to go back into society again, fully. You know, and get rid of the government assistance. You know, I mean, I want to hold on to it as long as I can, but I don't want to be with it forever. If that makes any sense. And my time management is just not really that good. So in order for me to work more hours, I'm going to have to stop doing things that's with YouTube and stuff like that. And it sounds like a stupid thing, but I've gotten so much help and so much healing because of you guys, all this, to actually not be able to do this, you know, is a little problematic for me. And, you know, I just
Oh,
kind
I
of, I think I
understand
just stress
100%. Yeah.
I think I just stressed out over that because I don't want to. I don't want to let anybody down, you know. But I just don't know if I can keep on doing, especially the Zoom calls and stuff like on all ships I'm on. So
I mean, you can't do them every day, likely, but you would still be able to schedule them, and you'll probably have a flexible schedule. You'll make it work. I mean, it's like the way
yeah,
for us, like especially during summertime, with the girls here all the time. Our granddaughter, we have her all day, so it means it's just everything that we would normally get accomplished during the day gets pushed to the evening. And I know, like, and we're a special case because, like, I mean, we're basically, except for Chandra works 2 days a week, basically, as a nurse, and then we're basically employed outside of that. So so we don't really have anywhere to go. I mean, she does. I mean, she
Yeah,
works Saturday, Sunday as a nurse, and that pays really well. So it opens up the door for us to have a lot more freedom with our week. So
yeah,
it
no,
allows us to
and
be there for
it's
our
all about
granddaughter.
time management, you know, and yeah, that's I get that, and you know, that's why I said it's like, you know, it'll probably solve itself eventually, but you know, I'm beginning to actually with the Zoom calls. I'll be honest with you, I go on them, but I just don't. I feel
Who are you
I'm
Zoom
just like
calling with?
watching. I'm actually part of Kilts. I'm part of Bella Steak and Butter Gang, and I'm also part of Carrie Mann's Healing Humanity. So I
Okay.
Zoom call with them, and then I occasionally, like once a week at least, I go on with Mitch. Um, you know, and everything. So I mean, I don't really want to get rid of my lives, you know, because especially the interviews, I think that actually is helping me quite a bit. But I think sometimes you have to kind of things have to change in order to keep on going, if that makes any sense. You know,
I mean,
it's
you have to. I mean, you have to. You know, you have to reassess where you are with your life, and you have to
yeah,
obviously make certain slices. I mean, obviously, you have to. I mean, if you can get by with where you are, I would say keep doing it as long as you need to. I wouldn't try sabotaging yourself by trying to go faster than you need to.
right. And that's you know, I guess that's my biggest concern is I just don't want, like I said, I just don't want to disappoint anyone. You know, but
And you
I'm
have
trying
to
to watch
remember,
the chats
you're
right
not going
now.
to disappoint any of us. We
Yeah.
are here, and we're a gigantic community. Whether we're, you know, I mean, we'll be okay. You have to focus on you.
Thank
We'll
you.
be
I
fine.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
Thomas didn't go live. My leg fell off.
it's all, well, if it's the whole leg, that's pretty problematic. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the entire leg.
yeah, not just the toes like mine. Um, so, uh, so I'm trying to keep up with the chats a little bit.
Yeah, Rick needs to make a pacemaker pizza video.
He does. Yeah,
Make I like
I mean,
see we make a
doesn't
cracker
Sandy do
thin
something
crust.
similar to that, Terry Sue? Um, she said you have some pepperoni and melt mozzarella on it. It's good pizza fix.
Yeah, I mean, you
Uh,
could take like I take just like spread a little bit of cheese out onto a baking dish, put some pepperoni on it, put it in the oven.
well, I used to do that actually, but it ended up, you know, I was like, okay, how good is this? Is this back before I became carnivore? I'm like, is this still? Is this? I used to take like a small amount of mozzarella cheese, and I put it like if I was being lazy, I just do it in the microwave. I put pepperoni in there, and it would have all this juice and everything that I would just dump out. It was like be like a clump of mozzarella and pepperoni, and it was good. It was delicious, but I think off the skillet probably would be better.
Rick said the world's only deep fried. I've seen other deep fried. There's places that will deep fry pizza. They like
Yeah,
basically they
Pizza
dip it
Hut.
into like Long John Silver's batter and deep fry it.
Yeah, doesn't Pizza Hut do deep fried pizza?
They're
They're
calzones.
single, yeah, or
Well, I
something.
mean, they bake them, but they put so much fat on them that they're basically deep fried, but they deep fry them in the oven.
Yeah. Oh,
Basically.
okay. Yeah, I like chips, Lisa, but I don't know. I sometimes I think flavors are a little too spicy. They have one that actually Lewis, it wasn't Chomps though, it was another company. They had like a taco seasoned one, and I was the whole time I was eating it, I was like thinking like I need sour cream to dip this into to make it more like a
Do you know what's
authentic.
really cool? You can take beef sticks and then put them in the air fryer for a little bit, and then the skin gets real crispy on the outside.
Ooh, that okay. Next time I get a beef sticks. I'll try that. That sounds good. Yeah, one of the things I'd like to do is like if once I incorporate vegetables back in, there's two vegetables I want to incorporate in, and I'll tell you the reason for both of them. One, I'd like to incorporate cucumber because for two reasons for that one. One, to incorporate pickles back in, and since it's made from pickles and cucumbers are the same animal, so to speak. And two, my mom used to make this cucumber salad that I miss like immensely. That reminds me of her. So I'd like to go back and to have that. Now I would test it out and see if I can have the cucumber. So far I've been okay with pickles, but I don't know about cucumbers themselves.
Well, pickles are kind of fermented, so I mean they're
Yeah.
pickled, I guess. But pickles help me because there's like there's an acidic aspect to it. That's like having like when I eat, if you add like mustard into, you're like having mustard with hot dogs or with hamburger patties. It helps that acidity in the mustard. It helps break up that fat. It makes it a little more palatable.
Right. Okay. And I mean, I would never do a cucumber. I would never do pickle salad in the way my mom did it because she did with sour cream, and I just can't see sour cream and pickles being good together.
Might
But
be.
it might be. I just can't see it. But
There's a lot of things people eat that I don't like. There's things that I think are go Rick on some things, and like any kind of salad that's not green and leafy is disgusting. Potato salad, macaroni salad, ugh. Anything with I don't even like mayonnaise. I know that's like the most anti
I mean,
keto carnivore thing.
there
I
are
hate mayonnaise, but I
I'll have
do
it on
like.
some things, but to have it as like a central dish, a central thing, no. Matter of fact, my deviled eggs I do with sour cream. I don't even do it with the mayonnaise. Um, zucchini, similar to cucumber, pickled zucchini. Okay, that's an idea. Um,
Rick Waldorf
but
salad is the most disgusting.
but the
I mean,
other thing,
I'm inclined to agree that it's disgusting. I don't know if it's. I would go the most. I just don't like.
I'm
I
sure
just
there's
like
more things
mayonnaise
disgusting.
based things.
And then the other vegetable would be hell peppers because I like making like the nachos. And what I wanted to do was test this out and see making the nachos out of pork rinds and do the cheese, do the sour, do everything, and do the hamburger meat, but just add a little bit more zest to it. Just add some jalapeno peppers to it. I thought that'd be pretty good. So
I think it's funny that things like mustard and coffee are controversial. Terry C was saying they're controversial. It's like I get the whole idea. Like I remember when I started keto, I found there's a keto channel, and I'm sure she's still out there doing stuff. Her name is Stephanie Person. Her last name was
okay.
Person, and she was very anti caffeine and was like, no, 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 no. You know,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't drink coffee at all.
I don't know. I need caffeine. Caffeine. I mean, I've given up just
He
about
says
anything.
he's
I've
drinking
given up
coffee.
like sugar, alcohol, smoking. I need my coffee.
Yeah.
That's like I think we get to the point where we're giving up so much. It's like, okay, you guys have all the fun giving up every single aspect of life. We're only on this planet for a short time. When we get so many spins around the sun, I'm gonna enjoy mine with coffee.
Yeah. I mean, I have no qualms with coffee. Um, I mean, I did almost give it up for just a little bit just to see how it affected me, but I
Yeah, and
don't
that's
think it was really
fine. I've
affecting
done
me.
that
So
too. I've gone like almost a year without coffee because I was trying to get off a heartburn medication. But
okay. I mean, yeah, I didn't go that long. I went a whole week without coffee. That was about it.
anytime I
Yeah.
fast, I go without coffee. And if I'm doing a water fast, I'll go without coffee. It just simplifies it because the coffee acts as a diuretic and it makes it harder to keep your electrolytes in balance.
Oh, okay.
It's not impossible. It's just harder. And to me, it's not a true water fast if you're incorporating coffee because I think there's still carbohydrates in coffee. There's still even though it's like basically 0 calorie. Again, if calories mattered, how would something like coffee, which is basically 0 calorie impact? You know what I'm saying? I just,
Right.
yeah.
It makes no sense. I agree.
I mean, I can go without coffee if I know there's a deadline to it. Like I'm giving up coffee from now and for the next 2 weeks or whatever. I know that there's like a light at the end of the tunnel, and I know I'm going to get through it. And I like to fast for about a week or two every year just to kind of reset things and kind of help push autophagy along and help keep things being correct in my body. So
yeah. I mean, what I did go Lion Diet for quite a while, but to tell you the truth, I kind of missed the bacon and the eggs, so I think I might go back to just doing what I was doing, and that's it, you know.
I think Lion Diet to
Because I
me
didn't find it
is
being that beneficial, you know. Like, yeah, I found it beneficial. Don't get me wrong, but I just didn't think it really did, or I didn't think it made or broke me. It didn't.
if
It
you don't have
lower my
severe
blood sugar.
autoimmune issues, I don't see the real outside of just trying it, I don't really see much benefit to it. I mean, I
Yeah.
know like
Well, no, I agree. You know, I know for Lewis, it helped bring out his blood sugars. It helped regulate his blood sugars a lot more. Um, Now, it can be blamed that I had coffee during, you know, like even when I was on Lion Diet, the two things I did still have during that is I still had butter and I still had coffee, you know. So I guess to give it a fair shake, I could go Lion without coffee or butter too, you know. But I don't know. It just like I'm thinking about doing the priming, and I just can't see myself being able to do a strict Lion Diet and prime because there you have to eat a lot of extra food. You eat snacks, you eat this, and it's not that easy to get snacks out of Lion Diet. You know, it's like there's probably
yeah,
tricks you
because
can
I mean
do,
nobody
but
can afford to eat carnivore crisp or carnivore snacks or whatever. Those
right
things are that's rich people stuff.
now I like that too. I'll put this on screen. Um, CB recommends the Lion Diet, as in lying, telling the truth diet over the Lion Diet. So that's very good. I actually like the idea of the Mitch's intermittent Lion Diet, where you like you're lying for like 2 or 3 days, and then you take a day and you eat the stuff that you miss. Like if you have pork chops or if you have chicken, you eat that. You know, you eat that for a day, and then you go back on it again, and then you go off it, go on. You know, intermittently. That to me, that actually that way you're not really missing the good food you like, but yet you're being strict for just a little bit.
And I think mixing it up and kind of keeping your body guessing is always a beneficial thing as well. Like
Yeah.
whether you're doing like a day of PSMF or doing Lion Diet or fasting, throwing a fasting day in there out of nowhere without really like you're not keeping it consistent. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
want to maintain a consistency with your lifestyle with not having off-plan meals, but I think making sure you're not necessarily consistent with okay, so like not eating your patties and eggs every single day, or like every day I'm having 4 slices of bacon and 2 burger patties, and I'm having 2 hot dogs every single day. I think especially if you're trying to lose weight and all that stuff. I think just mixing things up because I don't think in life we didn't have that kind of consistency with daily food. PSMF is protein sparing modified fast. So what that would be is like a day of high protein, low fat.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
yeah, I mean that's like a Maria Emmerich thing. Maria Emmerich and her husband have written a couple of books on that. That's where like the carnivore bread come into play, where it's basically like egg whites and egg white powder all mixed together, and then you poof it all up and like and it gets all poofy like whipped cream, and they bake it. Then you cut it, and you can make burger buns out of it or whatever.
Okay. See, I mean, the term protein sparing makes it sound like it's like sparing the protein, but I get what you're
Well, it means
saying.
you're not lowering your protein for the fast. You're
Oh,
keeping your protein
you're
where it needs to
sparing
be.
it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, it's just the only thing you're eating basically for the day would be just that's where like your chicken breast would come into play, egg whites would come into play. So it's basically just protein with as little fat as possible. But you don't do that more than a day or two at a time,
Hmm.
from what I understand.
Um, Terry's
You're
asking
not
me if I'm.
frozen on to me now, but
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Terry, can you see me moving around? Hand go by. Did you see
yeah,
that?
you're moving from me fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think like Lion Diet, PSMF, regular like just eating
Excuse
like
me.
just having all your chicken thighs or whatever, or go to like BW3s for a day, or whatever whatever you normally would do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Going back to Terry Sue, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's YouTube, maybe.
I think it's your just internet connection because mine's fine.
Maybe.
I come through
I,
fine, but
well, I mean, right now looking at Emux, I look clear, and I have nothing wrong frozen or anything like that. But I'd have to look at the YouTube version.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a little blurrier, but much. I'm going to take it off YouTube. I don't need to go back and forth on it. It's more of a check my email too, and just have the live stream on. So maybe having less things opened up will help.
Tanya's here. She said, "Hey, everybody, missed you this morning." Yeah, she wasn't on my
Hey,
live this
Tanya,
morning.
my carnivore sister. How you doing?
Terry said, "I'm as sharp as a two-sided sword." Until you get to know me, then you're like, "Wow, he's pretty dull."
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah, CB. So she's come out and said she's trying to gain weight. So Maria Emmerich, so his comment is that Maria looks, and I've met her a couple times. She's tiny. She's so
Yeah.
tiny, and I'm like 6 foot tall, 100-pound guy, right? And she's like 5'2",
Mm.
100 pounds, if that. And I've given her a couple of hugs, and I've met her, and I feel like I'm just gonna like she's gonna
You're
crumble to
gonna
dust
break
in my
her,
arms.
right? Yeah. I mean, I don't
She's
really.
strong.
I didn't really haven't really watched many videos of her, but I have seen her many times on like I was watching several episodes of the that reversed her, and I saw the argument that she had with Dr. Barry at one time. Um, but yeah, she seems very tiny indeed.
What I like about and I see creators arguing with other creators, and I see people who follow one creator over another creator, and I one thing that I like about our community is the fact that there are so many diverse opinions and so many diverse ways to look at things. Not a single person, not Dr. Barry, Dr. Baker, nobody in our space, not Dr. Kiltz, nobody has all of the answers. Not a single one of them
No,
have it all right. And,
no,
and and the thing
and
is, if
most of
you
them.
think they do, there's a problem. So I mean, and it takes, and I like that the fact that there's so many different things, and like something like with Maria Emmerich may like her little like the PSMF may work well for a handful of people, and I like the diversity. I like that there's so much different information out there because I don't
Mhm.
want people just to take everything I say as whatever or whatever you say or any creator
No.
here. We all have to feed off of each other. None of us are right all of the time.
Well, I mean, I admit that I have. I only know. I mean, I always say I only know what I know. I only know what I've absorbed and what I've learned, and also what makes sense to me. What works for logic. I mean, the whole reason why I went carnivore is because I saw things on videos that made sense to me, that were logical. It was going against the grain, but it still made sense to me. And that's all we can actually do. and it does get confusing when you have all these different opinions. But you got to know, like, okay, even if it's carnivore, you got to like listen, like, does this make sense to me? Does this make that this is what be helping me? And you might have to do some n equals one experiments with it. You
Yeah, and somebody was talking about, I think someone talking about the fact that she uses like coconut milk. I don't know. She may have some dairy restrictions. I don't know. But I love, there's so many amazing people in our community, whether you agree with everything they say or not. I don't, I would find it strange if you, I mean, I don't agree with anything. I don't agree with everything anybody in this community says. I mean, that's how and I'm okay with that. That's exactly how I think it should be. And because I think if you start agreeing with everything, like Dr. Barry said things, and I'm like, Dr. Barry said something the other day that I was like, I can't remember what it was, but he said something. And when my wife got home, I brought it up to her, and I was like, he said this, and that seems really weird. She goes, yeah, that's, and I mean, and that's going to be fine. I mean, everybody has their, I mean, he's got most of it on lockdown, and I think that Lisa, is it Carnival Whisperer is Lisa, right? That's her name. I always, like I said, she wished she could hug Maria. Maria's a sweetheart. She actually just she sent me a book. She sent me the sugar-free kids book, and my granddaughter's been looking through it, bugging me to make stuff out of it, which I'm very happy to do. But it's a great book. It's the forwards by Halle Berry and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm just so glad there's so many amazing people in our community, and we're very fortunate, and most people are very positive. But then there's that outer ring of our community. Like there was a thing on Instagram yesterday, a creator that was made a video about a guy who was eating like the 12 cups of ramen. He put the big cups of ramen you put in the microwave. He put 12 of those into a container, was eating those, and he made a video about it. And the guy was like, oh, this is why people hate America, because we're doing this and eating this way. And I'm like, hold on. You have to look at someone who's doing that and understand that they're in a bad place. Even if they're making happy content about all the food that they're eating, they're not in a good space. They're not in a good space. I mean, there's a lot of content out there about people who all the mukbangs and the big eating people and stuff like, and just people being nasty about it. I don't understand how you could be nasty, how you can look at that and be mad at the person.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand that either, to be honest with you. So Bacon Baby says that she has so many favorites. Oh my God, Rick, Mitch, Tom, Booby Goats times two, Booby times two, CB, Lisa.
Yeah, there's Booby Goats and Booby Biscuits.
Yes, I don't know what Gary was thinking when he did that, but that's funny.
Is Booby
Lisa,
Biscuits
Dustin,
a guy?
and so many nice people. Wow. It's Gary No Slow.
I don't know who everybody
Gary
is. I just know I saw.
Oh, okay. You know who No Slow is, right?
Oh,
okay. Yeah, Gary. Booby Biscuits is the guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like he asked Aaron if he said an explanation of it to Aaron, and he asked it was on Mitch's channel, and he asked her if it would be okay if he used Booby Biscuits, and she gave him permission, so he's using it. So I don't know if that's permanently his new if that's staying permanently, like the Booby Biscuits, or if it's just temporary. Because someone mentioned in the chats that if you go to a new name, you're stuck with that for like 2 weeks at least.
Yeah, so. I mean, yeah, and like especially if once you're a bigger creator, like if you get to like 100,000, you get your play button, then you get you get your check mark on YouTube or whatever, and you change your name, that goes away. Not your subscriber count, but your check mark or whatever.
Your check mark, because you're changing around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like my name too much to. I like the Target Prime Rip, to tell you the truth, even though people question it sometimes. Like,
and I do see the art reminds me of did you make that, or where did you get that from?
That was actually from one of my riblets. That was from Josephine.
Because it
Um,
looks kind of, it reminds me of like a painting that John Wayne Gacy would make. I see it and I'm like, it makes me think of John Gacy. I'm like, I know it's not, but like,
yeah, no, it's not. It's absolutely not. No, I just honor it because one of my riblets did it for me.
oh
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
try
yeah.
to,
I mean, I
you know.
have like my buddy painted this for me. He painted this back. I can't move it right now because it's exactly where it needs to be to not fall over.
Okay.
And then there's a
Yeah.
coast right
I mean,
here
I
that
guess in that
Cindy was
particular
using.
respect, I kind of like, like we were talking about the element and everything like that, and a lot of people were making comments about how, the sugars and stuff. Well, the thing is I got this gift that I'm going to use because someone in the community, and most likely one of my riblets, gifted this to me, and I'm not going to turn that down. Like I'm not going to turn that down.
They sent you some element.
Did you see what I got?
Uh-uh.
Here, let me show you. I got this where I was nominated for this award. All right, and this is what they sent me.
Oh, nice. They sent you a whole 4-pack. That's nice.
Yeah, each one 30 packets in each pack, and yeah, it's this beautiful box. And then I'll read it again. It says, "In recognition for the work you do in supporting your health and the health of others, you've been nominated by a member in your community to the LMNT Give a Salt program. And then you're a hero in their eyes and in our eyes too." So I thought
And
that was
yeah,
really
there's some
nice.
maltodextrin in there. I know when I
Yeah.
understand, and I haven't had Rob confirm it to me, but um the lemonade is supposed to be maltodextrin free, but all the other ones. But the other ones
Right.
have less than half a gram of maltodextrin. So I wouldn't. If you're drinking one a day, maybe two a day, that's if you're drinking two a day, it's like a carb.
Right.
Is it? I mean,
I
is
mean,
it? Is
yesterday
it
I did
great?
have one. I haven't had any yet today, but I did
I mean,
have.
is it the
I had
best?
three.
No.
Well, I had
Well,
three, and yes, I did have to go to the bathroom quite a bit. Yes, that could have been why.
because they use
um,
sodium citrate. That's the problem.
yeah.
Or did they use sodium malate? I can't remember which one they use.
But but I'm just having to admit that I was a little confused with the chats earlier because I'm like, okay, are you guys telling me to throw it away? Like, this was a gift.
Now, I mean, you're always going to get the ingredient police. I mean,
Right.
I made a video about it because initially we were told that Element only had 4 milligrams of maltodextrin in it, but it turned out to be between 250 and 450 milligrams. So that's like a huge difference. So I made a video about the initial video I made was 4 milligrams is a teaspoon across 1,000 packets. Who cares? Unless you're extremely sensitive, it's not going to impact you.
No.
There's people that, oh, if I have any, then it's not for you. That's fine, but that's not everybody. But then when they came out and it came to light that they were utilizing 250 milligrams to 450 milligrams, that's a significant
That's the
difference.
difference.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
But
definitely
still,
a
it's
difference.
not, it's a significant difference, which bugged me because they didn't tell us the whole truth. But I don't necessarily know if they know the truth or if they just weren't realizing it, it was a misprint or whatever. So I can't necessarily think they were lying to us. But then you have to remember the subset of people that purchase this from them that actually care is so small that it's inconsequential to them as a company
Right.
because most people don't care because there's a lot of gym bros who take maltodextrin to bulk up because it causes such an insulin response that they will put it and they will use it for bodybuilding. So
Right.
there's a group of people who just don't. Most people just don't care.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I just plan on doing no more than 2 packets. I'll just choose randomly, pick them, and just do that. Like I said yesterday, I did three because I had two already, and then I got enticed by by Aaron. I'm not throwing you off the bus or not, but you and Scarlett got me to want to try the watermelon because you're like, oh, it's really sweet. And I was just like, okay, let me try it just to make sure.
The watermelon. I mean, the watermelon's good. I like salt. I mean, I am
So
an
far, I haven't
affiliate.
had any. I liked all three. The only one I haven't tried yet is the orange. So I can't see that being a problem for me, on taste wise. It's not
I
flavor.
mean, I have a ton of salty at the house. We've got boxes of that stuff. We've had people send us stuff. I've got I don't know how many of like the sampler packs. So I just end up with them. But we use salty most. I mean, and I am
Okay.
affiliated with a company, so that makes sense. But as I work with Salty and I work with Keto Chow as an affiliate, but I mean, I just like
Yeah. I mean, I
they.
wasn't sure. Like I didn't when I got the when I got the email from Element, I telling me about the package. It's funny, like when I mentioned it on Friday, telling about the email before I got the package. I just got the package yesterday. When I There was somebody in one of the Zoom calls. It was like, that sounds fake to me. That's not real. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. Like
Oh, they
maybe they're
really
sending
sent
me a
it to you, so who cares?
yeah. I mean, obviously it's not fake because I got the real package. But it was just kind of it's just like I think people have become so cynical, that it's like that's the automatic
And people
follow.
get jealous. Well, I haven't been nominated. Nobody sent me free. You know what?
Yeah,
Who cares?
right. Like,
We don't do it for
well,
that. It's nice when free stuff
no, I don't.
comes.
I don't. And this is, I mean, it's great. I've gotten a lot of freebies and stuff like that, and a lot of people, and I'm grateful for that, but I don't do it for that. I don't do this for that. You're absolutely right. I do it because it makes me feel good. And, if I can help at least one person along the way, then that's great. But I'm going to be a little selfish here. I do it for my mental health.
I mean,
And
but for my own accountability, I do it to help me stay on track, and I do it for hopefully the ability to share my story because I know there's going to be people out there who feel the same way, who have gone through the same things that I have, and if I mean, multiple things can be true at once. The selfish endeavor for me because I want to make sure I'm accountable. I want to have people that share in this journey with me. I want to be around people who do this too. There's a selfish nature in that. But also true, I want to make sure that I'm a beacon to other people who may feel the same way that I felt for years but have no idea that there's a way out and it's easy. And I say
right.
easy in quotations, but you understand.
Yeah, no, I understand completely. You know, and I mean, that being said, eventually things will end, or they'll stay for a long time. We don't know. I mean, it's like that Star Trek thing. All good things come to an end. Like things do end eventually. People do stop their channels. People do, or they keep on going. People have been going on for years, and there's people that ended within a few months. And for the same reasons.
I mean, I've been my live since February of 2020, but only one video well, a teaser video like just to show my logo, and then one video of my story went live in 2020. And it wasn't until 2021 that I started making videos like every day.
Hmm.
I don't do that anymore. I mean, I'm coming up on 900 videos.
Wow. Yeah, I think I look at mine. Now that you just said that, I'm nowhere near 900, but I'm just curious on
But
how
I've been
many
doing it
videos
for a long time.
you have. Yeah, 20. I just started in 2025, like 6 months ago. So come on, stop that. No one wants to hear my background noise. All right, all right. So I still actually, it looks like I lost a subscriber. That's fine because
It happens.
I'll gain probably a third one. But I'm at 274 videos. So that's not bad for 6 months, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I I don't expect to really get that much money in monetization, so I want to make enough. But like a lot of people, like when I tell them how many subscribers I have, like, oh well, that's a good start. Well, to me, it's not a start or a finish. It's just how many people I have. If I have more, great. If I don't, then that's fine too. I'm grateful for any amount that I have.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like when I remember when I did before I hit my first 100 subscribers, I was like the dream was to hit 100 subscribers. Oh, I was going to hit 100 subscribers, and then it became, ooh, then I hit 5 subscribers, then I hit 1,000, and now I'm at 6,000 something. My goal is 10,000, and then I'll up my goal from there.
Right. Yeah, right now, I mean, I'm not really aiming for anything. I'm at 415. I'm hoping these live interviews will actually bring them up a little bit more. I know Rick thought that when I was at like 398, Rick thought that Carrie Man on my channel was going to bring me over 1,000. Like it was going to like zoom me right up. But I kind of knew that it wasn't. So it was nice that Rick thought that. But
Well, him coming on your channel wouldn't have as much of an impact of you being on his channel.
right, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Or
my
getting like, 'cause I've had, Dr. Bear out my channel out a few times. And like the first time he did, I probably got about 30 subscribers.
hmm
But then every subsequent, it doesn't happen as much because people who were like, oh, I'll subscribe, have subscribed.
right. I mean, I just enjoyed the concept that he was on my channel. Hey
Oh,
Jerry,
yeah.
how you doing? Who is my guest on today? Well, I don't know because it's not really a scheduled interview. But um, Dustin from Keto Simple is actually on right now. You anytime, Dustin, you want to schedule an interview time, feel free.
Yeah. I've just got
Just send me the
I'm looking forward to that. I just have to make sure that I'm getting myself in a situation where I can do that.
right.
There's a lot of changes
Well,
coming to our house.
my next opening is in October, so yeah.
Yeah. That's,
I have one person that hasn't really finalized the email, but if I can get her, she might be for October 7th. And I can say who she is. I don't think that would be a problem. It's oh god, what's her name? I was about to say it, but then I forgot her name. Oh, Renee Shove, from Carnivore Learning to Walk. So I don't know if you ever heard of her or not, but
I mean, it's a never ending.
yeah.
It's a never
I
ending
mean,
of who's of there's just it's
not everybody's going to be famous or infamous. Some people are just starting out, and
oh yeah.
she's sort of like in the middle of the road. Like she's not really unfamous, but she's not really super. But she's not like she's not like a Carrie Mann or Bella or Dr. Barry.
Yet.
No, I'm just saying she's not at that stage yet. Like where I know I'm not at that stage. Nor do I think I would ever be at that stage, to tell you the truth. But that's just me. It's just my thought for myself. But I do have a lot of good people coming on. Dave Mack is going to be on my channel.
I love
So
Dave.
Dave, I mean, I made the joke with Carrie the other day that I guess with him and Dave, I'm reversing the tides. Like instead of them interviewing me, I'm interviewing them. So that's sort of like, I don't know.
Rick, you
Honorable.
already are famous.
Yes. See, Rick doesn't realize that. Rick doesn't realize how much fame that he has. I also have Russ coming on.
Russ is a good dude. Russ in 2023. He was at Keto. He was at Keto Palooza. That was the first event he'd gone to where he was able to kind of walk more than a few feet.
Wow. Yeah, I can't wait. And actually, I have him coming on my birthday. He's coming on
Nice.
September 20th. So I was on one of his things, and like After Effects, like when you're on, and there's like that background studio, like after everything closes down, you're still kind of in the studio with everybody. And me and him were talking. We actually talked until about 3 in the morning. Like his thing ended about 9:30, but we were talking until like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I'll call Russ and we'll talk. So,
Yeah.
I better call Russ and we'll end up being talking forever.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He really is. He's definitely a person I would like to meet. And there's not many people I don't want to meet. Like I can't see myself like being like, oh, that guy's going to be there. I'm not going.
Rick
That guy.
says Russ is
That
the
guy's.
only one not afraid of him. Ain't nobody afraid of you, Rick.
We're a little afraid of Milton, but not you.
Yeah, Milton. Yeah, Milton will hurt.
Milton, if Milton's a different story. Just keep that beef tallow in your hair, and Milton will be really good to you. You see, but this is why I'm like, my sugars are. I use the other, like before it was about 90 something. Now they've gone up again to 142. So something's going on because I haven't. The only thing I've had today was the burger patties. So and I've had my coffee, but still, something is off. Like I don't feel off, but something is off, definitely. And that's just an observation. I'm not. Yeah, Russ does have a pretty good voice, but that's what he does. I didn't even realize I wouldn't mind seeing some old footage of him in his comedy act, Russ. I didn't realize I didn't realize he was a comedian at one time.
I
He
didn't know
kind
I
of
knew
still
that either.
he kind of still is, but he said, yeah, he used to do shows and everything.
Yeah, he's a solid dude.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Well, I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
jump off of here.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't. I looked at the time just now, and I didn't realize that it
I've
was
been
almost.
on here for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, you have been. Yeah,
I
but I'm
think.
gonna I'm gonna wait just a couple more minutes, and then I'll probably end soon too. So it was good. It was good seeing you,
Yeah,
and
brother. It was good.
yeah,
I'll be
uh,
back on as an actual interview one of these days, and I'll hop on whenever
yeah.
you're doing this, and I'll have a change.
Well, do you have my email or no?
You can email me. It's mine's easy. It's just ketosimple@hotmail.com.
Okay. Well, Keto Simple. Okay. All
Yeah,
lowercase.
pretty easy.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
What I'll do is I will send you a quick email just so you can put it in your system, and then you go from there.
All right, brother. It's
All right.
good in talking to you.
All right.
Bye,
Thanks, man.
everybody. All the wonderful people in your chats today. Awesome chat. Even
I
you,
have a
Rick.
great I have a great I have great riblets.
Love it.
Yes.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. You too. All right. Bye. All right. So I will stay on for a couple more minutes. If anybody else wants to come on, say a quick hello. Uh, I'm actually going to open my email though. Whatever opens up. There it is. Okay. I had to get the Gmail symbol to come on. um, there's another live at 1 p.m. Okay. So I can go on it. Whose live is at 1 p.m., Rick? Yeah, if Bacon Baby wants to know too. So inquiring minds want to know. Terry Sue wants to know what live is coming on at 1. See what you started here, Rick? Okay, got a couple of things. So, all right. So I'm going to go to compose. Oh, Carnivore Teacher. Okay. Are you going to be on that? Are you going to be on that too, Rick? I know last week it was you and somebody else was actually. Okay, so he said keto. No, hold on. Keto Simple at hotmail.com. All right. Look at my name. And just put in the quick message, Dustin. This is my email. All right. And if he gets it, then hopefully he'll respond back saying, "Hey, Thomas." All right. Yeah, Dustin's pretty glad he came on. He's okay. Well, I'll give it just a couple more minutes, and you know what? I'll put it in the bottom because it's probably. Why is it doing that? Where am I? Oh, okay. That's why I have it that way. All right. Thank you very much, Tanya. I don't know how much of a friend I am right now, but thank you. So if anybody wants to come on, say hello. You don't have to be on for over an hour. There's no. Mitch put out his video. Okay, we'll have to watch it because I know he said he worked hard on it. I'll definitely watch it when I get a chance. Yeah. Thank you, Terry Sue. I appreciate that. I still have a lot of improvements to do. I know. That was Josephine that painted that CB. Okay, Terry. So, you're in California, right? So, what is it about like 9 o'clock now there? That's what I thought. Well, it's almost 1 here, so I guess there's a 3-hour difference. Of course he does, Rick. You trained him well. You trained him well. Yes, she has. Erin has it on the back of her wall, which I will eventually do. I want to make it big, but I just thought for now, just make it as my. Um, yeah, I guess it is Terry Sue, or at least 3/4 of the way over. And Josephine's very, very. I haven't. I don't. I haven't drawn in quite a while. You'd be really good. You know. Holy 4 a.m. Did you think today was Monday and you were waiting to watch Dr. Kiltz? Just gonna give it a couple more minutes. You know what it is? Sundays are a little boring to me. You know, sometimes you get used to something. Got a roast beef potpourri in the crock. Okay, thank you, CB. I like it. I actually use it for my live thumbnails, for the thumbnails that with the guests and everything like that. So let me see if I have. I can show you one that I did. Um, Give me a couple seconds. I might still have the one. I just do it very simply. I just kind of get their picture in and stuff, and that didn't work. Okay, it's kind of weird how I have to kind of click them twice. Here it goes. Okay, so this is the one that I just recently did for. I can't really make it any bigger, but if you look at it, you can see that that's the thumbnail that I did. I just kind of put the picture of Lash, couple of pictures, and then his YouTube channel thing, and then this is actually this. I did add some other functions to it. I added a date in there and everything, but this is just the picture I have on there for right now. Um, it's been up as you guys saw in the post. It's been updated since then. But yeah, so I use that painting for a couple things, for this and for that. I see deer and turkey earlier. Okay, as long as you don't see a turkey deer, or a turkey with antlers, that would be scary. Well, you do what you have to do, Terry. So, turkey duck. What would that even look like, Rick? Or how about a duck iguana? An iguana with like webbed feet and a bill instead of. Okay, so you saw two children coming out of the woods. Uh, Not really anything too fascinating about that, but okay. Thank you, Terry Sue. I am trying. Might not seem like it, but I am trying. Oh, okay. I didn't. That's well, deer coming out of the woods isn't really that shocking either, but it's still cool. It's cooler than two children coming out of the woods. The Mexican mystery meat. Okay, well, good luck with that. Um, uh, Turkey duck is movie duck. Okay, now that I know. All right, Terry Sue's giving me life left. Thomas, don't forget to say the question before you answer it on your show, so people just listening know what you're talking about. That's my hint for the day. Thank you. It's very good advice, and I'll try to remember that. Sometimes you get into the moment. CB Sandy had fried pork belly and 3 eggs, and we're all still here and not in her kitchen. So I don't know what that's about, but oh, excuse me. So okay, so I'm going to ask a question. So I was thinking of doing priming, and some people said no, this isn't true. Okay, but I'm going to ask your opinion on this. I actually wanted to stay lion diet. But the reason why I'm going off is because I wanted to prime, and it's 3 meals and plus snacks, and I was going to do it for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, and to get that extra food, to get that nutrients in my body, and then absorb it, and then go back to what I was doing, and that helped me out a lot, like 100% when it came to my sugars. Um, my question is, besides the expensive stuff, I don't have the ability. I really don't make any of that extra, the pemmican or anything like that, and I can't afford the carnivore bars and all that extra stuff. I just my lion diet is just getting some some steaks, getting some roasts, getting and mostly the burger meat. Um, what snacks? on the snack version of it, do you recommend that it's not of an expensive nature? That, and no, I don't have the ability to make my own, at least not yet. So keep that in mind. Like, what do you think would be a good snack for for if I was doing a priming online diet? Or do you think I should go to BBB&E and incorporate the eggs, bacon, or not even, or just regular carnivore and be able to incorporate the pork rinds and the sour cream? Okay. That's where I have a hard time, Sandy, is making stuff like that. I don't really have a dehydrator. I don't really have. They really, most of my food's all quickly made. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Well, I agree with that, Terry Sue. About doing the eggs. But the only problem is that wouldn't be lion diet. So, so are you saying to just go regular diet then, and or at least BB&E? Okay, I'm sorry about that. I Actually, you might have a good point there, CB. CB says, um, Thomas, I got my best results not worrying about diets challenges. I found breaking routine can lead to cortisol rise, which can spike blood sugar. Then I eat carnivore foods when hungry and eat. I'm actually thinking that. I'm actually thinking that going back to what I was doing, I don't think there was really anything wrong with what I was doing, and yeah, I mean, I was trying to do the experiment. I, threw some suggestions here and there, and I do agree that butter was a problem for me, and I went back to it and had the problem again, and I think that butter is a little bit of a problem, but that's about it. Okay, well, like I said, I just was wondering people's opinions. Um, I think that's what I'm going to do, though. I actually get paid on the second to get food. Like I have a food budget, so I don't get paid until the second of August. So right now, I'll just stick to with what I have, and then I won't really make my decision until then. Um, you know, so um, I mean, I love butter too, Sandy. But if it's making me go to the bathroom every 5 minutes, I don't know if it loves me. So, all right. Well, I'm guessing no one wants to come on, so that's fine. So I'm going to. Let's see just what this is saying. CB, I cut out eating breakfast also. Your insulin is sky high in the morning. Also, don't affect the blood sugar. I just cut out breakfast. Kellogg's ruined the human race with breakfast, the morning meal. Yes, I agree. I actually think of that being a little different, though. You know, he also says the butter craps get better. I I like to think it does, but I just wanted to. Have you tried ghee? I have, and that's probably what I'm going to substitute with it. Is the ghee. Um, I still have some butter left, so I might just lower the butter for right now. I do the butter coffee and stuff, but so I'm not wasting what I have. You know, but uh, you're really going to lower it. Probably not have it with the burgers anymore or anything like that. At least not for a while. I think that until I can get this problem solved, I just yeah. And even though I eat it cold, it still melts as soon as it gets to your mouth. So hello Don, how are you doing? So yeah. So just trying to keep up the chat. So Sandy said that she doesn't think so, Tanya. Uh, but I missed the part where Tanya said something to Sandy. So I'm sorry about that, Tanya. Uh, I don't know. I'm a little. I guess I'm getting a little off right now. Yeah, I think I might. Um, like, Line hasn't really done anything to me. I know it helped a lot of people, but it hasn't made or broken me in either way. So the thing I was kind of already Line diet. The only thing I had to stop doing were the bacon and eggs, but I didn't do them that often. I would have bacon and eggs like maybe twice a week. It's very rare. Like, I make eggs for my roommate, but I really don't eat them too much because I want to make sure he has, what he needs, and I don't want to take, if they're his, I don't want to take from him either. Not that he would say no if I did ask him. Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, it's the one thing I can't. I tried getting rid of the coffee CB for the week. Let me show that again because um, I'm only showing it because it's been put to my attention that no one knows really what's being talked about, which I understand. But at the beginning, fat digestion relies on bile, so your bile production may still not have caught up. The combo of coffee, which is a mild laxative as well. And yeah, you're absolutely right. If I get rid of the coffee, I probably wouldn't get rid of my problem, but I probably would. You know, I've had these problems for quite a while. It's just, I was kind of hoping carnivore would have cured that. Um, it didn't. It made it not worse, but just different. Yeah, my first meal too at one time was I didn't eat until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I had my old job. But then when I started doing this, for some reason it got earlier. But I end earlier. Like, I used to eat from like 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. to like 8 p.m. And then I was like, you know, and then one day I'm like, okay, I need to end it sooner because of sleeping and all that stuff. Yeah, my roommate actually eats no earlier than 11:30 usually, and he stops eating like he his last meal is around 6:30, unless he goes to the pizza place and gets himself a couple slices of pizza or something. But he's not carnivore either. Mine's different times. Like this morning, I woke up around 7 and I ate my first meal around 8:30. But I'll probably have one more thing of burgers, and then because I'm sort of low on funds to get anything from the pizza place or anything like that, so I'll probably have um, one more round of burgers, and then that'll be it. I won't have any more. And actually, I probably could. I mean, the only reason I drink coffee is really, um, downstairs. And I've mentioned this before, and I'm not saying it's logical. I guess not everything's logical, but I mean, I guess I could substitute it for these. It doesn't really seem to be too. It kind of seems like I'm just replacing one problem with another. But maybe if I use them to kind of stop doing the coffee, then when I get off of them, then weaning it off might help me like get off the coffee too. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. Yeah. I mean, when I first started intermittent fasting, I started off with like you know I've had yes, I had apple cider vinegar. I don't think I've ever had that much of it in my water. Choose a capful, but like I'd have to really bring myself up to that much. But basically, if anybody doesn't see for anybody just listening, CB asks me, have I ever tried apple cider vinegar in water? Then check your blood sugar. Might be a good experiment. Apple cider vinegar with water, about a 3 or 4.1 ratio, or two to one if you can handle it. Yeah, I probably do more like you take an 8 ounce glass and I put like a cap full of it in there. You know what actually I think helped me besides the priming is right after that I did the alternate day fast. So Sandy actually inadvertently makes a good point there, and it would save me on my food bill too. You know, I mean, this whole thing is an n equals one experiment, and everybody is different. I actually, I wasn't kidding when I said I like Mitch's concept of the intermittent lion because it allows you to still have some of the foods that you like to have. Now, some people would take that as okay, I'm going to be really strict for a day or two, and then I'm going to cheat and I want to have cupcakes and candies and stuff like that. That's not what I mean. I just mean that I'll still carnivore with it. I'm just saying that I'll go lion diet. I'll do ruminant meats only, and I'll go really strict. But then I will have you know, but then also intermittent the fasting days, and maybe maybe do like one day of fasting each week, and then do like maybe 3 days um, of line stuff, and then go like 1 or 2 days with the regular carnivore, and incorporate, and maybe even do more of a um, more of a priming during that time. So I'm not like priming the whole week. I'm just kind of like putting it in there. If that makes any sense, I don't know. But I don't know what protocol it would do. I actually agree with. I remember when I was in security, and CB might be able to relate to this. One of the things that they taught me was you want to have a pattern, but your pattern wants to be inconsistency. Like you don't want to, like when you're like buzzing all the doors and everything like that, you don't want to go on the same path every time because if there are people watching you, they kind of mimic, they kind of learn your path, and you always want to change it. So so I used to alter my scanning the doors and everything throughout the facility and all that stuff. So that's actually cool. Um, CB's coming up with a lot of good things today. I can't bring myself to cut eggs. I have a great free farm fresh egg source. I thought about making a lion diet called Lion's Nest. That's actually pretty. That might be. You might have been kidding with that, but Um, that's pretty astute there, CB. Very cranky. I'll talk to you later on. I don't know if there's any Zoom calls going on today. But if not, I'll see you. I'll see you next time I see you. That's actually pretty. Oh, and I want to thank you again about sending me that email, CB, with the book. I haven't. It's probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be a couple days before I can read it. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to read it in time for the next class, but I'm gonna try. I'll be honest with you, CB. I just haven't. I've been. I don't know. Is everything going good for me and everything like that? I'm still kind of like a little like depressed. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, normally I can eat eggs. There. I mean, that's not true. I do get an aversion to eggs, but then at that time I would just stop eating them, take a rest, and later I could go back and I'm fine. Like a week, 2 weeks later, depending. Um, but it's the only thing I ever really get the aversion to with the eggs. Like when they start tasting to me like sulfur, then which is probably a problem with the eggs as well. But like, when my stomach starts getting that way. Yeah, when I got that book, you were the first one to come to mind. Well, thank you for that, CB. You should have read aloud on your computer. Oh, thank you for that. I guess I don't know if that would have helped me at all, but I appreciate that. But thank you for that. I appreciate your help and your can. Yeah, CB is a nice guy. I mean, doesn't CB stand for caring bastard? No. Or, yeah, there's a lot of things that are just I get very which I thought carnivore was helping me with that because or no, you know what? I'm gonna say it's not that I thought the carnivore was helping me with that. It was I heard other people being helped like with this particular field on carnivore, and um, it was helping them. So I just assumed that it would help me out too. But I guess just like anything else, not everything is in the same category. So I'm gonna actually unplug my earphones, and please tell me in the chats if you guys can still hear me because these earphones are starting to sweat on my ears. So if anybody can just tell me if they hear me in the chats, that'd be great. No, no one's saying they can or cannot hear me, so I'm going to have to assume that I am being heard. Let me just make sure on the thing that the audio is on. It was on speakers, so that's good. My problem before, though, wasn't that no one heard me. My problem before was that I could not hear. Um, I wasn't able to hear Dustin until. Oh, Charles Brandon Carmack. Okay. Thank you, CB, for on. Thank you for saying that you can hear me. So it looks like we have about 14 people in the chats. I don't know if everybody's out in the open like some of you guys are, but we have 14 people. So for all I know, we could have like some famous people like Mitch, or Bob could be still there, um, or even Carrie, or you know. I doubt Carrie though. Isn't he? Is that Montello meetup still going on, or at the very least, he's probably cleaning up from it? But I will put back in the link to get onto here if you want to come on, say hello again. Um, I have it pinned to the top too, but um, so how many people are going to be here on Tuesday? Raise your hands. On Tuesday for Lash. That's a little bit later. That's okay. So CB is saying they made a mistake on my birth certificate. LOL. I spelled my name Brandon until my 20s, then had to change. LOL. My mom didn't notice all my life either. She neglected my birth certificate. that's that's funny. CB is a cool name, like CB Radio. Can you imagine if your last name was Radio? CB Radio. It's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern, Don. So it's not going to be the normal 2 p.m. that I try to do. I know with Carrie there was a little bit of a mix up there, and that I'm going to take full blame on that one because I must have told YouTube one thing, or and then told Carrie a different thing and got mixed up. But he made it on time, and thanks to Lewis, I was able to see that people were waiting for me in the chat, so I was able to click back on. Um, I didn't realize it was put in for 1 o'clock on YouTube. So hopefully we won't make that mistake again. I double checked it. It should be fine. But Lash is in California, so we had to go by his California time, and so it's 5 o'clock for me. For him, it's more like 2 o'clock. Oh, am I, Sandy? Well, maybe that's a good thing. Okay, it seems like a lot of people have left. I I'm going to guess that I'm either boring people, which I'm sorry about that, or people decide to go over to John Carver's feature live, and that's fine too. So I'm going to end the live. That being said, and you know, and go from there. All right, and I think I'm actually getting a little hungry for my second meal. So maybe you guys can tell me, what do you think I should have? I have burgers, I have burger patties, and I have burger patties. So, are any opinions on what I should have for my next meal? Burger patties, or burger patties? Or oh yeah, burger patties. Okay, so Sandy votes burgers. That's cool. Anybody else want to put your vote in? Filet mignon. I can in the form of a burger patty. With a side of eggs. Well, once I get the eggs, and right now these burgers are lasting me until, well, at least until Wednesday. I get paid on Wednesday, but there's a few things that I need to get that might make it where I can't really get any grocery shopping with it. Um, I have a few recommendations that maybe I'll talk about um, on my next live, probably after Lash. Though Tuesday is for Lash, so I probably won't talk too much about that. Um, but just really quickly, Dr. Nelson makes a suggestion that he thinks that I should, it wouldn't hurt to get a Keto Mojo and check my ketones and see where my ketones are at and stuff like that. So um, that's what I was planning on getting with this next paycheck. It's a Keto Mojo. Take his recommendation. Mm, okay. All right. Well, these are really good suggestions. I'm going to get going. Like I said, I am a little. Well, I'm not really hungry, but I don't want to eat after a certain time. So I try to keep my meals ended by a certain time, so then my sleep patterns are not affected. Um, so my, you know, which is where apple cider vinegar helps. Um, but live, love, heal. And I don't know if anybody else can guess the next line, but just in case you can't, eat the meat.